All right, what's up? Happy spooky season, everybody. Woo, it's fucking spooky out. It's getting colder and the leaves are turning orange and uh, something about ghosts. Oh, is my mic good? Is this good? This should be better. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? Uh, you know, been kind of fucking around lately with my channel and not really putting enough effort into it. Uh, I've decided to fix that, and one way was doing something fun with one of the channel's old friends. You know him, you love him. It's the Postman. Uh, we'll bring him in just a second. But tonight we're gonna read some scary spaghettis, some spooky linguinis. You know, some creepypastas, if you will. I don't know if any of them are going to be good. They're creepypasta, and a lot of them are from like early 2010s. But you know, it is what it is. We're still gonna have fun. Postman, say hi to the chat here.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Happy Monday. Hey, Sleepy, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going good.
It's going.
Yeah, you can tell it's starting to turn fall. Everyone's starting to slow down a bit.
Yeah. Is it still like 85 degrees outside where you are every day?
Low 80s, so usually like 82
Yeah.
tops, but
Yeah, about same over here. Yep. Is it supposed to get warmer or what? Like, is that a thing that's going to happen still, or is it just going to stay hot like all year round?
I have no idea. Where I live, the weather is random. So I've seen it be like 90 degrees in the middle of December. I've seen it snow in May. It does what it wants, and
it does what it wants, and that's it. And it's going to keep doing what it wants, and we just live with it. So, what are we up to tonight, man?
Oh, well, I just told chat, but we're gonna be reading some creepypasta.
Oh, by the way, speaking of chat, we all loved your intro song. It was just poetry. Just
yeah.
mwah. Just yeah.
Yeah. I spent a long time deliberating what song I should open up with. And originally I was thinking of going with something horrorcore related, like Tommy Wright or 3-6 Mafia or maybe Brother Lynch, the kind of music that makes you uncomfortable. And it's kind of made for this season. And then when I was going through...
yeah. What about Isham? Do you ever listen to Isham?
Yeah, sometimes. But
it's all right.
No, yeah, but I was going through all of my different playlists and stuff, and then I saw We Got Bitches, and I was like, yes, that has to... I can't believe I haven't played it before.
Yeah, so yeah. I mean, it's just beginning to end. We were just entranced by the lyrical poetry, just a treasure. And I think I might listen to the whole album tomorrow. Well, no, I'm not working for 4 days, but next time I'm working and I'm delivering to that rich, high-class neighborhood where everyone's walking their dogs and playing with their children in the yard, I'll be playing We Got Bitches as loud as I possibly can.
In the mail truck.
In the mail truck. That's right, sir.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
So I saw the title of this for... Oh, wait, shit. 1 second. I'm still fucking...
Yeah, you're still looking at the TV in the crusty chair.
No, I'm still Pokemon sleepy from when I did the Pokemon stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give me a moment. I need to go in and change this.
All right, I'm gonna go and get some water anyway. I'll be back in a few seconds.
Bear with me, chat. I hadn't realized that I hadn't swapped myself over yet. Save that, and it'll probably take a minute to upload or will update. Let's see. Oh, no, it updated immediately. Sick. I'm used to that taking like 5 minutes. That's very nice. He's getting his water.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, we're already off to a pretty scary start. Every time I go to work, I feel like I'm gonna need to do a little like sign of the cross. So yeah, all right.
All right. Oh, let's see. Baneblade just caught an Absol. Good job. That's like one of my favorite Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon consist of turtles and the ones that are based off dogs. I like dogs.
All right.
Absol is basically just a dog.
So I was gone for a little bit. Did I miss anything?
Oh no, I fixed my sleepy dude a lot faster than I thought I would.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the stream and looking at the stream that you're streaming to me on Discord, and I could see he's kind of bobbing a little bit. It looks like he becomes, maybe this is just my monitor, but it looks like when the beer is in his mouth, he actually becomes a little bit lighter. Shade
Oh,
of gray.
yeah, that is true. Well, the one where the beer's in his mouth, that was like the original Drawn Sleepy. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So he becomes dark when the beer is away from him, but when he puts the beer in his mouth, like he actually become a little bit slightly less dark, I guess.
Makes me
So.
happy. All right,
There
so
you
this
go. Okay.
this
Yeah, fair enough.
this first one here is called the Post Office,
Yeah.
anonymously authored, so we can't give credit, unfortunately. And then we got an ad from Oreo. I would have all the advertisements on, but you can see here where it says advertisements multiple times. No, it's too much. Creepypasta.com. What are you doing?
Well, luckily, it looks like the advertisements were taken out, so it's kind of like, so like I thought that paragraph under it was like for
An
like
advertisement?
yeah, I thought if you go to the window and place the tooth in it, the door will click open. Do not look in the window. Never look in the window. Buy Oreos. But no, that's just actually part of the
Yeah, it's part of the
creepy
story.
pasta.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so since this is one based in the post office, Postman, I figured you'd be
I mean, I
best.
kind of have to.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, all right, here we go. In the panhandle of Oklahoma, along the interstate, there is a lone brick building marked the post office number 56 and is marked with a tape at the door as closed. The building has no doors and looks like a small box of bricks from a distance. The door is always locked and will never budge no matter how hard you try. Oh shit. Every July 7th, if you're positioned to the west of the building with the door opposite of where you stand, your nose will begin to bleed.
Oh.
If you drink some of the blood, one of your teeth will fall out. Take the book and go to the door. The tape will no longer be there.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Take
wait.
the tuck.
Yeah, take the took, and also
Took.
how did you figure this out? Every July 7th, you're positioned to the west of the building with the door opposite of where you stand. Your nose will begin to. Who figured that out?
Yeah, like there had to be. I mean, I was assuming that was like some kind of urban legend that like went around, and like maybe people just kind of told each other
It's
about
so
it,
specific.
like
And
the chupacabra, or
why are you drinking
but-
your nose blood in the first place?
and like yeah, who the fuck would like feel like, oh my nose is bleeding. Let me go and get
just lapping it up.
Let me get a shot glass and pour that shit in there and lop it up. No, it's like. No, it's fucking dumb. Like I don't know. I really don't know. That's a great question.
And it's just one of your teeth, specifically one. Is it always the same tooth? Is it a random tooth?
One of your teeth will fall out. Well, maybe. I mean, I guess just some. I don't know. I'd like to figure out who was the first person to do this and why they did this, and like why they would keep doing this, or maybe just tell them don't do. I don't know, man. But that's a great question.
We're not going to get any answers.
Yeah. And what the hell does this have to do with the post office? Well, I guess we'll get there. Take the tooth and go to the door. The tape will no longer be there, and the building will have one small eye-shaped window. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Advertisements. If you go to the window and place the tooth in it, the door will click open. Do not. Never look.
You're cutting out a bit.
Oh, shit. All right. Never look in the window. When you open the door, a slow, salty breeze will blow out, and the entire room will be pitch black. Enter the room and shut the door. You will wait 10 minutes to 40 minutes, depending on the last time you saw your parents.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I guess that's something to deal with. That.
What's that have to do? 10 minutes to 40. Well, I haven't seen my dad in like a week.
So I guess
what's the math here?
40 minutes then. I guess it's kind of like if they're in the next room, then you wait 10 minutes. But if it's been like anything longer than I guess 40 minutes, it's 40 minutes.
When was the last time you saw your parents?
Shit, like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, so you'd be in there for 40 minutes, but what's the scale to this? How do we why are we trying to do math? It's also only 40 minutes. It's not like a super long time.
Not really that long. I mean, waiting 10 minutes to 40 minutes is not that bad. My best guess is like this was how they decided to this is how the first post office was built. I don't know what this has to do with anything with the mail, but advertisements. A single shrill scream sound. If you flinch, you'll wake up in bed sweating. If you close your eye. God damn it! Is there anything I can do to fix that? Because
I don't know. Is it where you're sitting by your mic? Let me check Discord. I mean, our ping is fine. It's at 31.
Okay, maybe I'll move the microphone closer. I don't know if that would help though.
That might help.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. After the time is up, a single shrill scream will sound. If you flinch, you will wake up in your bed, sweating. If you don't flinch, close your eyes quickly and start running. You will run for about 4 to 7 minutes, depending on how fast you are. Then you will hit a wall. Do not open your eyes. Well, wait a minute. So how the fuck are you gonna, if you run for like 7 minutes, you're gonna be far from your house. You're gonna be probably like, I don't know, like,
Wait.
where are you gonna, how are you gonna find a wall outside?
I'm rereading this. After the time is up, a single shrill scream will sound. If you flinch, you will wake up in your bed. I mean, most people are probably going to flinch, but if you don't flinch, you must remember to close your eyes really fast and just run for 4 to 7 minutes. And
yeah, that's the part I didn't even think about. You're going to be running for 7 minutes with your eyes closed.
Yeah, and even if it takes that long for you to hit a wall, you're probably going to trip at some point. You're not looking at anything, at least over your feet. I mean, people are clumsy.
Like, you're going to eventually...
How do you know when it's been that long either?
In the first 30 seconds, you're going to hit your front door, and like you're just going to fall and hit you're going to eat shit. So like, what are you going to do and you have to do this inside. So
I guess it like opens up into a temporal space where you just run with your eyes closed for 4 to 7 minutes.
That's all I can think about. That's that. If this, otherwise, I'm seeing a lot of logistical problems with the situation that they're trying to concoct here, and I don't think I like this tutorial very much. Sleepy, what about you?
I don't either. I mean,
okay.
It's pretty easy to follow the rules in this one, but it's really stupid.
It's really stupid. That's all I can really say. It's very stupid. It seems like it's almost written as a joke, but let me continue. The ground will feel warm, and your eyelids will see the color red. Do not open your eyes. Just feel around until you find a ring on the floor.
Okay.
The ring will be cold as ice. Pull on the ring. Oh, pull on the ring. Okay, so pull on the ring, and a trapdoor will open. Enter the trapdoor. I thought it meant like like he's fucked up a little bit with like the wrong words. I really thought he meant to write put on the ring, but he means like, I guess he pull on it like there's a string attached to it.
No, it's a ring like you'd see on like a door knocker or like a trap door or something,
I gotcha. Yeah, I just thought about that when you were saying it. Yeah. Okay. Advertisements.
They're clearly like 13 though, so
Yeah. Okay.
We shouldn't expect much. All right, we're at the last paragraph here.
After doing this, you will fall through the roof of an office tile in a building in downtown Tulsa in a bathroom stall. In the toilet will be a wallet and a gold ring. Take the gold ring. Do not touch the wallet. Credit anonymous. So, is there anything else to that? Like,
nope, that's it.
That was just a bunch of Are you sure?
Yeah, no,
all right. It. Well, all right. What do the comments say about it? 4 stars.
Yeah, there's a copyright statement, but let's see. Unless that ring has some kind of magical power, I don't see the point of this one. You can buy a gold ring online without ever leaving home and sticking one's hand in the toilet. Certainly not.
This is stupid. Thanks for the speed running strat.
It's really stupid.
It's really stupid. I liked it. It wasn't as bad as the other ones I've heard. So it's not as bad. I guess it could be worse.
Let me get another one pulled up here.
Oh my god. That was
dumb.
What the fuck? I didn't see a single post office in that entire
No, he went
creepypasta.
inside a post office.
Oh, he went into the post office. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes. All right. That one's very short. Oh,
Idiot.
this one says it takes
Okay.
13 minutes to read.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well.
This is
Okay.
The Haunting Entropy.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or A Haunting Entropy.
A haunting entropy.
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. So we got like narration and stuff in this one. I can start this one off and
Okay. We'll go paragraph to paragraph.
yeah.
All right.
There yet again he found himself in front of his computer. Late at night, the wife asleep. His mind wandered to that wonderful conversation he had last with Heather, his favorite personality, on online MMORPG that he frequently plays. He wished to talk to her once again, so he sent her a message asking to join a Skype call. Roughly 15 minutes passed, and she finally accepted the call request. He eagerly closed out his current browser window, and the call soon ensued.
All right. Going back and forth, they discussed various things, the weather, as well as bitching about the time difference between them and what each had done throughout the day. About an hour or so into the conversation, he groaned when he noticed the time. 3 a.m. Shit, this isn't good. He ignored the impulsive and silly fear of the witching hour and continued the conversation with his Australian friend. Throughout the duration of the call, he heard what sounded like whispering coming from behind him. Dumbfounded, he abruptly got up from his chair to investigate. That's you, Sleepy.
No, sorry, I was taking a drink.
Okay, gotcha.
A disembodied voice, quietly, almost whispering at the lowest audible level, uttered two words. Leave her. Bob ripped his headset from his ears and furrowed his brow, anticipating anything at this point. A few more hours passed, and Heather eventually forced him to get to sleep. Seeing as the 8-hour time difference had quite obviously taken its toll on him, disgruntled and disappointed, Bob obliged with her and said a quick goodbye and ended the call at roughly 4 a.m. He carefully powered down his computer and quietly made his way to the living room to plop down on the couch.
Advertisements. No point in trying to sleep, he thought. Had to leave. I have to leave for work in an hour anyways. He decided to pull out his cell phone and pass the time listening to some music. A voice from the back of his mind jolted him to attention. He quietly laughed to himself when he realized it wasn't a voice in his head, but the singer of one of his favorite bands blaring lyrics in his ears. He locked his phone, slowly stood up, and made his way to the bathroom to start his morning shower. So far, like, nothing has happened. Like, I guess so far it's just the leave her little voice, but like other than that, it's just some dude who has an internet girlfriend and stayed up too late.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walking back to his bedroom to get his work clothes while the shower warmed up, he froze with terror when he got to the doorway. Standing there in front of him was Heather's purple-haired fox avatar.
She's furry.
But noticing that it was disturbingly different, he froze in his tracks, paralyzed with fear. Instead of purple hair, flames emitted from where its hair had once been. Its eye sockets empty of eyes, replaced with crimson red orbs. Its skin deteriorated to the point of decay.
Oh no, she got a different skin for her character. What are we gonna do, Sleepy?
Oh no.
She downloaded a skin.
This went from something completely believable of some loser cheating on his wife with some chick 8 hours away he met in an MMO, you know. Mm-hmm. And like just having some Skype relationship that goes, you know, ruins his marriage, to now the furries are real and it's in his house and it's going to kill him. I guess. I don't know.
I guess maybe the I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see what this is. I think it might just be his conscience realizing that he shouldn't be doing this if he's married, but
Yeah, well, he has it coming. They have to make
He's got it coming.
They have to make the main character a bad guy, so you don't feel bad for him when bad stuff happens to him.
It's not really that scary, then, is it? It's just
No, it's not.
no. It's only scary if you care what happens to people, so you can put yourself in their shoes. And
Yeah.
anyway, leave her! It bellowed loudly at him. He tried to utter a reply, but was too terrified to utter a sound. Leave her this instant! He screamed once again. Bob was useless. He didn't know what to do, as if coming out of a trance. He blinked his eyes and did a double take, and realized he was hallucinating, as it was his loving wife who was standing in front of him. Womp womp.
Oh,
Not the hellishly terrifying entity of Heather as he had thought. Just a big old misunderstanding.
Good morning, babe, she said, while walking up to him to give him a kiss on the cheek. Both relieved and confused, he went to take a shower, and as he stepped under the hot water streaming from the shower head, he felt a surprisingly burning, tingling sensation on his right shoulder. He screamed quickly in reply to the revelation as he lost his balance, slipped, and fell. Whilst scrambling to get back up, his wife knocked on the bathroom door in panic.
What a loser. He's just a big old klutz, just online talking to furry. Like, what's his deal? Bob. His name is Bob.
His name's fucking
Bob.
Who goes
Bob? Bob. Just a lame name. They couldn't think of anything more creative than Bob. So Bob's ears began to ring loudly as if he had just been punched in the face. It took him at least 30 seconds to regain his composure, but he eventually did just that, briskly hopping out of the shower to dry off and get dressed. He exited the bathroom only to be greeted by a concerned look on the face of his companion. I think they mean his wife, his companion wife. Hon, are you sure you're okay? Bob replied with a false answer of, yeah, just the lack of sleep getting to me. I am fine.
So we just cut to the kitchen. While eating the breakfast his wife had made him, his other half stopped what she was doing. She turned to face her husband, who was screaming and had grabbed the plate in front of him, smashing the plate on the floor.
He's screaming.
He stood up and backed himself into a corner while weeping. Brandy, her name is Brandy, I guess, rushed
I guess
to
they
her
decided
husband.
to name her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Babe, are you okay? What the hell is going on? Mad but understandingly so, Brandy said with a hushed tone in her voice.
Advertisements, I don't know what's wrong with me, hon. They both slowly stood up, and Brandy wrapped her arms around him. Concerned for his well-being, she asked, do you need to stay home today? Bob paused, and then replied, no, just the lack of sleep getting to me. Baffled, she said, that's literally what you said, last time. But anyway. Yeah. And then she said, were you talking to that person on the online Memorpaga again? Knowing she would be angry, he lied again and said, no, sweetums, I was sorting out some papers for work. She sighed and said, well, you better get going then. You don't want to be late for work. Bob had a brisk pace in walking out the door, as he was not feeling himself and needed some music to tune out the unusual things he was experiencing. The likes of Linkin Park, 3 Days Grace, and Metallica blaring through his truck speakers. Fuck yeah. He listened to Frantic at full speed because Saint Anger is the shit. He's the only guy who likes Saint Anger, but he's that much of a Metallica fan. He smiled. A few minutes later, he arrived at work. Should I tell her? Should I come clean and confess? He thought as wait, why didn't they put quotes around that? But anyway, he thought as his thoughts turned to work. No, not yet.
More advertisements.
Okay.
He stepped out of his truck, locked it, and walked into the place he knew as his job. An employee of the decades-old auto
No, it's
repair
employee.
employee of a decades-old auto repair shop in the middle of town. Before he started walking, he pulled out a pack of Marlboro 83s and proceeded to light the cigarette that was wistfully hanging from between his lips. "Morning, dickhead," one of his coworkers stated as Bob walked into the front office after finishing his smoke. Before he walked into the office, he flipped the bird at the coworker who had so eloquently greeted him. "Here you go. I got 3 tickets I need printing and another waiting to be written up outside." Bob nodded in reply to his boss. "Oh, and tell Fat Body out there to shut up. There are customers here." Bob grinned and said, "I'll pass it along," as he walked out of the office.
His friend seems kind of cool.
Yeah. This is
Before
boss,
assuming his...
yeah.
Oh, it's his boss? Okay, well,
Yeah.
he seems kind of cool. I kind of like him. Before assuming his role as cashier / general customer magnet. Oh, so he's a cashier. All right. He approached... I thought he was like working at an office or something, but all right.
He's the cashier at an auto shop dealership.
Okay, all right, it makes sense. I'm glad you can keep up with this because I'm sort of all over the place trying to figure this out. Okay, it's not just me then. All right, good.
Yeah. And if he's a cashier, why is he like sorting papers for work? That whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of what got me because it's like I'm thinking, okay, so if I just imagine goes into an office and like what's it called, office space kind of environment, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Before assuming his role as cashier / general customer magnet for some reason, he approached Reynolds, the idiot that had greeted him that morning. Oh, so Reynolds is the guy that called him dickhead.
Yeah.
Right. Boss man said, "Shut that shit up. There's customers around." Reynolds bumped his head on the hood of the car he was working on and nearly fell over trying to regain his balance. "Yeah, sure, whatever, man." Ugh. Bob inched closer to Reynolds' work area. "Are you smoking reefer back there?" Bob asked, surprised at the smell he detected. "No, customer brought it in here like this. I take pills. I don't smoke jack squat." Good for you, Bob. What a hero.
No, that was no, not Bob. Reynolds. Reynolds doesn't smoke anything.
Reynolds doesn't smoke.
Yeah,
okay.
He just takes pills.
Okay, it's hard. I'm glad. It's hard for me to figure out who's talking in this shit.
Yeah, they don't do a good job structuring it, really.
No, they really don't. Okay. All right, so Reynolds does. All right, so you want me to read this one or you read it?
I can do it.
Okay.
Bob furrowed his brow in response. Sure. Whatever is right. I don't want to stand around and smell that shit." Reynolds did not reply, as he had already gone back to what he was doing. Going through the daily motions of his job, he noticed that the clock. He noticed the clock. It read 1:15 p.m. Great, only a few hours left. Yet, I can't wait to get home and relax with Brandy, he thought. Wait, why?
Okay, so Brandy is his wife. Heather is his furry girlfriend who lives in Australia.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Where does she live? Australia?
Australia.
No, because Australia is like... No, maybe he's on the West Coast. Maybe that would make it an 8-hour difference. Because I'm thinking... Yeah.
Because I thought it might have been I guess it could be the West Coast.
Australia more like a 12-hour difference, though?
Yeah, well, I'm on the East Coast, United States. It's 12 hours, so I'm thinking, so he might be in like England or something.
I don't know.
He's European.
Maybe he's in Asia. Maybe we have this all wrong.
Maybe it's 8 hours in the other direction.
Wait, his wife's name is Brandy and his name's Bob. He has to live in an English-speaking country, otherwise, like...
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know any Chinese people named Bob. I'm going to be honest. Anyways, the work day coming to a close. He assisted...
For an Orthodox family. Yeah.
He assisted...
He just decided to adopt Western culture. Like, they're the only people in Osaka who have, like, just total American names and just, like American flag and just steaks on the grill, but like everyone else in that entire city is just completely just Japanese.
It's like Bob and Brandy Murasaki or something.
Yeah, Murasaki. Yeah.
And surprisingly, they are the blackest people you've ever seen in your life.
You never know.
You thought they were going to be white with this joke, but no, we're going the other direction.
No, exactly. There you go. Who would have thought? I'm just imagining a family of Japanese people that just wanted to be completely different and just pretend they're American and just call themselves Bob and Brandy.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be awesome.
There are marabous, like how we have weeaboos. Yeah.
Yeah, like how we have weeaboos, there are marabous, yeah.
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 The workday came to a close. He assisted the other members of the shop in closing the place down, got in his truck, and started his drive home. He anticipated pulling up to his house and being greeted by his wife, but this would not be the case. He finally arrived home, powered down his truck while in park, and stepped out.
What a weird sentence.
Yeah.
Powered down his truck while in park. Well, thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah. I'm noticing that. We didn't need to know that.
No, it's just kind of assumed that when you get home, you don't have to mention that you turned off the car, put it in park, and then open the door, close the door, and walk to the front door, open the door to the... We know. Just say he got home. He arrived home and just move on. That's awesome. All right, I'll read this one. What the hell? Looks like a hurricane went through here, he said as he walked into the living room. Wife entered the room and, in an angered state, walked into the back of the house. Babe, what's going on? Bob said as he tried to figure out what had happened here. Just moments before he arrived, Brandy ignored him and walked into his office/work area and started to unplug his computer. Stunned, he exclaimed, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Before anything
go
else
ahead.
could be said, she hurled his computer's display at him. Not being able to react, the monitor struck Bob's head and neck with a loud thump before crashing to the floor despite Bob's desperate attempt to catch the device. "You piece of shit! I knew you were damn well lying to me," Brandy said in a harsh and resonating tone. She continued as Bob attempted to get up while in a fuzzy state.
Said in a harsh and resonating tone?
Yeah, harsh.
That
and
is amazing.
Tone.
A harsh and resonating tone. They couldn't say like Brandy shrieked and raged at him. No. It's like these weird like adjectives and like it's so weird.
They have a thesaurus and they're going to use it, by gum.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay. This is Heather. This bimbo you've been talking to. Are you even sure are you even sure it's a woman? It could be a guy for all you know. Bob cringed, realizing that it could very well be true. What, he's never spoken to her? Wait, no, he was talking to her on a headset, so he's heard Heather's voice. So, like, you can tell from how someone sounds if they're a woman, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, usually,
maybe.
Yeah.
Usually, I guess so. All right, Bob cringed, realizing it could very well be true. Shut up, damn it. Do you realize what kind of stress I am under at work? Really? That's his excuse for cheating on her?
Holy shit.
Work sucks, so I'm unfaithful to you.
Oh my god.
Wow. How either this person just like never I'm not okay. Let's save our judgment for the end of this. I'm just saying, like, wow, this whoever wrote this had to be like 12 or something.
And look at the immediate change there. Like, Brandy just assaulted him. She was that angry. And now read the next sentence.
All right. Okay, Brandy. Stress him under at work. Back and attempted to be as calm as possible when replying. Well, if you're so stressed out about it, why don't you just tell me? I'm your other half, babe. I'm always here for it. Wow, Sleepy.
Yeah.
Like, she went from wanting to kill him to like just, oh, you're under stress? Oh, okay, well, yeah. So, wow. Yeah, I don't know. This is how did you find this story? This is great.
I went to creepypasta.com and sorted by the lowest rated.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea. That's a good idea. Thank you. All right. Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Bob slowly walked towards Brandy, but while in the process of stepping towards her, something kept him from progressing towards her any further. What? What's wrong? She said, or it's what he presumed to be Brandy speaking, although in truth it was not her, or anything physically close to him for that matter. You don't need to lie to her anymore, my dear. Startled, Bob froze in place. He turned his head to the left in an attempt to find the source of the voice, and then to the right. Nothing. Not even a shred of physical presence other than Brandy and himself occupying the kitchen. Wait, I thought they were in the bedroom.
I thought they were in the... Wait, no, they were. I think they were in the kitchen
Were they in the
because he
kitchen?
just got home, and
Is
then
this computer set up in the kitchen?
can you scroll back a minute? Let's a little bit. Let's see where he because like
Okay,
he
before
wasn't
anything,
at.
all
Yeah,
right, what the
let's figure this
hell?
out.
House looked
Okay.
like a hurricane went through here.
Yeah.
Walked into the living room. His wife entered the room, anger state, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Brandy ignored him and walked into his office work area and started to unplug his computer.
Okay,
Then
so
she
it's
threw, so they're in his office. They're not even in the kitchen.
okay. So, huh? How'd they get in the kitchen then?
I don't know.
It's actually really weird.
Yeah,
Unless maybe they were fighting and
they
they
fought
walked
their
while
way to the
fighting.
kitchen. Yeah.
They fought their way to the kitchen, I suppose. I mean, that
But
happens. I don't
he's
know.
describing like the turning off the car and getting out of the car. I think that he described going to
Right.
the kitchen.
They should have. Yeah, could they're
Maybe
gonna go
he
through that kind
forgot
of
he put
detail.
them in the office space and he thinks they're in the
That's
kitchen.
I could see him kind of losing track of that kind of stuff and not really knowing where he's
Yeah.
at. I mean, we can kind of say he's not a very good writer. So,
All right.
um,
He turned his okay, so there was nothing there, not even a shred of presents, blah blah blah. They're in the kitchen apparently. You don't have to scream into a pillow anymore. You don't have to bite your tongue around her. Just hit her, beat her to death, pawn off everything, including your soul, for forfeit. Just as this comment was made, Bob shook his head and popped his neck to relieve a minor headache that had started getting worse when he got home.
so now he's having intrusive thoughts. Right? Okay, that's all it is.
He's going to
Not.
murder his wife for a fat dude in Oklahoma.
That sounds like a country song. Oh boy. Not having the energy to say or do anything, he got some things together and started walking back towards his truck. The whole time this was going on, Brandy slumps down into a corner to cry about the sudden out. Wait a second. I thought she was just suddenly like, "Hey, I'm here for you. Help me out." Wait. So she was just nice to him. Like they resolved it and she was like, "Talk to me." And
Yeah.
now he's just deciding, "Oh,
He's just
the
leaving.
now
Yeah.
he's fake." Oh, so Bob, in his infinite
Well,
wisdom, decided that,
she,
hey,
to be
things are
fair,
calmed down now, so I'm gonna leave.
Postman, to be fair, she did destroy the house and hit him in the face with, like, a computer monitor.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe he, in his own for his own personal safety. I mean, I know he's in the wrong. We both agree he's in the
Oh,
wrong
yeah, no, 100%, but also for his own personal safety, he probably
for his own personal
should
safety.
not
Yeah,
sleep there tonight. She might stab you to death in your sleep. Like,
absolutely.
that chick is
That's
crazy.
what I'm saying.
That chick
That
is
shit
crazy.
happens. That shit happens. Yup. Where are you going, hun? Bob resisted the urge to snap his wife's neck
Oh my
and then
god.
stopped. I am going to spend the night elsewhere. I can't be here right now. He turned, looked, and pointed at the rusty green ammo can his grandfather gave him years ago. There's about a gram of decent kush in there. Smoke some and then call me in the morning. I love you, babe. Brandy looked up at Bob with tears in her eyes and said nothing. She looked at the current occupant of the can her husband mentioned. The current occupant. Like there's a person living in there?
No, it's the
And
weed.
God, I know, but the word occupant implies it's like a living thing. That's so
Yeah.
funny. And well, I guess technically it's a plant. So you can say it's living. Anyway, and got up, walked over to pick up the can, grabbed the marijuana out of it, and looked towards the back porch. And she looked in the direction of where Bob had been standing. She gasped. There was no one there. Bob was already outside.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Advertisements.
The
door closed quietly behind him as he made his way to his truck. While walking towards his truck, Bob was suddenly halted by a sudden blast of ice-cold air. Confused as to why there was Arctic cold air coming from nowhere during a hot summer evening deep within the southern United States, he turned around, and his expression immediately turned to one of pure horror. No! 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 Bob froze as he was encased in ice. You are not real! You can't be! He haphazardly shouted at the ghastly entity that manifested itself before him.
Oh, but I am Bob. I am more. I'm sorry. Let me know if I'm cutting out, okay? Because I don't know why I'm cutting out, but I have a feeling that I am. But I'm gonna try my best. Oh, but I am Bob. I'm more attuned to reality than you might think. The thing was completely see-through, an ethereal abomination that should not be able to make itself known on the plane of existence. It spoke once again while hovering in place, just in front of Bob's position. Now that you and that ungrateful wench are no more, you and I are now capable of living in uninterrupted bliss. Lacking his sanity,
What?
Bob dropped to his knees. He finally uttered something. But how? How am I seeing you here now?
So wait, it was like a ghost?
Yeah, I guess he was talking to a ghost online.
He was talking to a ghost the entire
Yeah, there's a
time.
ghost.
Yeah, that's a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a big old ghost.
and it keeps
Scary
going.
ghost.
Yeah.
It keeps on going.
Yeah.
It could have stopped.
Yeah.
It could have been the end right there.
Yeah, I could have, but
Okay.
no, we got more.
Okay.
The devilish eerie nature of this scene made Bob uncomfortable. One hand propping him up, while the other hand desperately searched for the handle to his driver's side door to his truck. Nothing but silence for a minute, until the beastly apparition decided to explain itself. Angry, Bob shouted at the top of his lungs, straining his windpipe in doing so. Tell me right now! Damn it! Tell me! This shit is impossible! What the fuck? The entity did not appreciate this. It hovered over to within a few inches of Bob. The deranged man started to levitate above the ground with his unworldly creature of the metaphysical.
I'm just looking at this
So
and I'm thinking
is
about
this Heather?
like I guess like that's all I can really think about because it's the only other character in the story. I'm just imagining like Bob is trying to open his truck door, right? It says that he was fumbling with his truck and he couldn't get in or something, and like for like
Yeah.
a whole minute. And I'm
Yeah.
just picturing the ghost just kind of standing there like waiting for him, just patiently,
What if
like
this is
just
just a
okay.
sleep-deprived Bob having a stroke?
That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's seeing all this happening. I mean, yeah, like all that shit that happened with Brandy really did happen, but like
Yeah.
him seeing a ghost and unable to open his car door, and he was up till 4 a.m. Yeah, I mean, he just struggling to breathe. Bob was instantaneously silenced. You quill your tongue when in my presence. After this, almost within a matter of seconds, the ordeal was over. The belittled wife came outside and got Bob's attention. What the hell are you doing out here? Why have you not left yet? Who were you screaming bloody murder at earlier? Instead of trying to explain the situation, he got into his truck and drove away. Bob decided the next step would be to check in at the closest hotel and sleep on the matter at hand. Maybe I can get a better grasp on things tomorrow when I'm not so exhausted. He said out loud to no one in particular. Well, yeah, I know, because no one else is in that fucking truck with him, so he said out loud, yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah, obviously.
It's like they're trying to meet a word count.
That makes that, it really does kind of seem like that. Like they had to must write a 500 word scary story and just filling it. I didn't even think about that. That really explains it. After paying at the front desk and receiving a key to the room, Bob made his way to his room and threw his old army duffel bag in the corner, flopped onto the bed for what he hoped would be a restful night's sleep. So is Bob I'm noticing so he has the ammo can for his weed. He has a army duffel bag. So do you think this is ever going to come up? Like Bob was ex-military or something, or did he just buy this stuff surplus? Do you think it's just for decoration?
Like his grandpa's old.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So it's all just kind of like his grandpa's stuff. Okay.
Yeah. His cell phone rang. He immediately silenced it and plugged it into the charger. It was Trey, his token pothead of a friend. Bob really didn't have the energy or patience to deal with him in his stoned antics and slurred speech. He decided it would be best just to call him in the morning. He quickly climbed into bed and threw his head back onto the stiff hotel pillow. Promptly, he fell asleep, and was sound asleep until about 2:37 a.m.
Ooh.
Time to get up, you vagrant. Bob immediately opened his eyes. While within a dreamlike trance, Bob slowly adjusted to his surroundings. It was very much dark, and there was no one in the room. He was in the hotel room, but some things did not appear to be right. Everything around him had a purple hue around it, as if someone had detonated a radioactive cluster bomb of purple. What? Okay.
Okay. Where am I? He thought out loud. How do you think out loud? How the fuck did he do that?
Well, it's also
What
like
is-
that's like where you're speaking to yourself. They could have used
Yeah.
thought out loud earlier instead of he said out loud to himself and to no one in particular.
Yeah, this is literally what they did earlier. He thought out loud, or they could have just said he thought, and that was it. Where am I? Thought out loud. What is this? He looked down at his feet and noticed a solid object. He reached out for it and held it in his right hand. It was a trinket, a keepsake his wife had given him shortly after they were married. It was a heart-shaped pendant that had a picture inside. The picture was of Brandy and himself kissing under the sweet moonlight on their wedding night. He proceeded to open the trinket, and then an all too familiar voice said something that made his blood run cold. What do you think you are doing, sweetie? Nothing but shock awaits you if you open that. I'm sorry.
Ignoring the voice, he opened the trinket anyways, and was horrified at the revelation. As he opened it, it was the picture he imagined, but instead of Brandy being the one he was kissing, it was a faceless form in the shape of a female he didn't recognize.
Female.
Wait, suddenly the trinket erupted into flames, exploding out of Bob's grasp.
Whoa.
He reeled in terror as the disembodied voice overtook his senses. He was breathing heavily and drenched in sweat. He kept explaining to himself that it was just a dream. That was just fatigue from work. Man.
Sleepy.
It keeps going.
You know what would be really great? You know what you need to do? Have some spooky horror, like lo-fi, creepy, gothic music playing behind.
Could.
You got to really get that ambience. You got to make this terrifying. Here, I'll read this one. Seconds later, and almost in sync with his breathing, Heather's true form embraced him, suffocating him. And as he was struggling to get free, his body suddenly went limp. No! He heard from a familiar voice within the realm of subconscious state between wake and sleep, as if muffled. I love the way this is written. 90 we. Huh? He laughed, as it was just his cell phone alerting him that he had a new text message. It's 90 Will Salmon, not we. Grinned. I haven't played on a Wii since I was a kid, he said to himself. Yeah, okay. So does anybody know what that fucking means? Some kind of inside joke with his wife, I guess. I guess his wife, Brandy, is saving him from the monster ghost.
I guess so.
Okay.
Alright, he picked up his phone and noticed that it was the text from Trey. He called him back, and the delayed reaction from Trey caught Bob off guard. Oh, could you bring me some food? I'm way too big to drive. Bob replied, sure.
Oh, his friend.
I'll surprise you. Oh.
That was Trey, yeah. It's Trey who's like, I'm not going to talk to him. But he's like, yeah. All right, so here we go.
Yeah, Trey's
driving through. Trey's going to save him, but isn't the ghost like literally there trying to kill him? But anyway, So now, but he just got away, so it's all right. Driving through the shadier part of his city, Bob just focused on getting to Trey's house. This is just going to go on and on. All right, so I wonder if this is like a 10-part thing. Like they're trying to write like a series. So we'll see. Bob just focused on getting to Trey's house. After he stopped and got some food, of course, Bob silently turned onto the street Trey's house. Aren't you going to share that? An eerie and gravelly voice said. Pride. Bob looked around, and after his eyes found the back seat, his jaw dropped when he spotted Heather's extremely suggestive appearance in the back seat.
Oh.
A fox with a purple wig.
Oh my god.
The loud and sharp tone of another car's horn resonated as Bob snapped his eyes back to the road, just in time to avoid getting into a wreck.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
This is
so he
getting
didn't get in a
intense.
wreck.
No, he didn't.
Oh.
Cop was waiting. He turned
Uh-oh.
on his lights. Oh, by the way, just because I have to give credit here, I'm
Huh?
playing music by breaking copyright, royalty-free music. They're asking
Okay.
to give credit, so, you know.
All right, cool.
But a cop was waiting. He turned on his lights and sirens and beckoned Bob to pull over. Just as he was starting to slow down to pull over for the cop, Bob looked towards him. Just as he opened his mouth to issue another warning to pull over, Bob noticed the outline of Heather's not-so-suggestive form hovering alongside the police car, behind the officer. In what seemed like an instant, her form grabbed the police officer and threw him out the window. The fate of the cop, now unknown and unimportant to Bob, he watched as Heather floated towards him with an ever-growing pace.
So I looked away for a minute. I was I'm sorry. What did he do to the cop?
So
I missed what you said.
Ghost Heather, his fox furry waifu, like in ghost form, appeared in the cop car behind the cop and then grabbed him and threw him out of the car.
Okay, sure. Is this supposed to be spooky or just stupid?
I think it's both.
It's very spooky. Hey, Chad, are you scared yet?
I'm fucking shitting my pants here, man.
Yeah, man, I shit before the stream started. I'm way ahead of you. He kept his foot on the gas. He kept his foot on the gas pedal. He probably would keep his foot on the gas pedal. Kept his foot on the gas pedal as the feeling of dread intensified. He now had a 3-mile gauntlet of narrow, curvy, and hilly road to navigate. He knew he was in mortal danger, so he took off down Trey Street, the radio playing nothing but loud static. What do you want? Do you hear me? What the fuck do you want? Stopped, showed an expression of pure annoyance, and watched as Bob's truck flew past her down the road.
Oh.
She grinned and laughed an evil laugh that would have rivaled the volume of an earthquake. So it was a really loud laugh. Soon after finishing her laughing, the demonic visage of Heather turned around and laid her uncanny eyes upon a scene of pure tragedy. Oh no, Brandy.
God.
I hope Brandy's okay.
You know, this is all just a testament to don't try to meet up with the girl you met online, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
She smiled and slowly approached the scene. One of mangled cars, body parts, gore, and burning tires. You bitch! You ungodly spawn of hell! Bob uttered as loud as he possibly could, one of his lungs punctured and blood covering his face. He stood on both feet, despite being barely able to. The fact you survived this incident means nothing. Your life is still forfeit, Heather said. Bob stopped struggling and reached for something in his pocket. A picture of himself and Brandy that he had in his pocket for some reason. It promptly burst into flames. No! 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 He screamed. Now that his sanity had completely left him, he felt no need to hold anything back.
It's so nice this time of year. In hell! Heather's wicked form exclaimed, her devilish crimson eyes piercing into Bob's withered soul. Bob, who is now barely clinging to life, says nothing. He falls toward the earth and rolls over on his back. He feels a numbing sensation overtake his body, and he begins to levitate about the dirt. Any last words, my dear? Bob struggles and utters just one line. Fuck you, that is all. Heather chuckles and then begins to speak. Even in the face of death, you hold nothing back. Foolish but brave. With a loud snap, the demonic and unnatural creature breaks Bob's spine. His body falls to the street. Blood started to occupy the ground near Bob's lifeless body, but Heather was not satisfied with this minor display of violence. What?
She took his corpse and ripped it in 2 separate pieces. I have succeeded. I have consumed his soul into my everlasting vortex of damnation. Heather took the 2 separate chunks of Bob's corpse and tossed one to the right and the other to the left, and held his head in her teeth, and then disappeared in what seemed like an instant. Having both heard the loud noise of what they thought to be a car accident, Trey and Brandy both dropped what they were doing and started walking towards the scene. This is a very, very small town. The evening sky now painting a much more dimmed backdrop. Trey, stop, Brandy uttered in a shocked tone. Like what, man? Trey uttered, a joint between his fingers. Trey came to a stop and his eyes found what Brandy was talking about. His best friend was in pieces in front of him. His head was nowhere in sight. Blood and remains were everywhere. Brandy kneeled down next to what appeared to be Bob's legs and reached in the back pocket of his pants. Her hand found his wallet. It really is him, Trey. What the hell? Why? Brandy started to sob uncontrollably, and Trey felt numb and confused. The tragic sight that they were left with will now haunt them forever. And that's the end of it.
That's it.
That's it.
That could have been like 80% shorter. Oh, I gotta see the comments.
Let's see the comments.
A haunting entropy. There is nothing haunting or entropic about that, except the fact that we slowly died while reading it.
All right. I read through the comments here, and people expressed a fairly negative reaction to this pasta. I thought I would drop in a bit of constructive criticism. This story is not all bad. The vocabulary, grammar, and length are pretty good. Unfortunately, content is king, and oh my god, they wrote their own fucking novel. I'm not reading all this.
Okay. Well, all right. I'll read the next one. Green Anchor.
Yeah.
Too many pronouns. Sentences didn't flow to make sense. I found this story very hard to follow, constantly asking myself,
Wait, no,
what?
Skintenses didn't flow to make sense.
Yeah, the sentences didn't flow to make sense. I found this story very hard to follow, constantly asking myself, what? And then rereading twice, and still unsure. So did Brandy and Trey have an affair going on as well? If they lived on the same street, that should be mentioned. Otherwise, Brandy's presence with Trey seems like something else is going on. Also, in the beginning of the story, you said it was 3 a.m. and they talked for a couple more hours and then got off the computer at 4 a.m. A couple is 2, so it would have been like 5 for your timeline of events. In my opinion, scrap this, start over, explain in more detail, events that are transpiring, and why Heather is, after however long of talking, suddenly demon set to take Ben's soul.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's Bob's soul, thank you.
Yeah, it's Bob, not Ben.
Bob. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah,
Green Archer.
Let's look at some more here.
Okay. That was a blast. I'm gonna get more water.
Yeah.
Back in a bit.
Alrighty. That was fun. I had fun reading that, chat. I had a lot of fun reading that. I hope you had fun being read to. We're gonna read some more. Okay, yeah, that one should be funny. We're just giving Postman a moment to get back. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there you are.
So,
Okay.
did everybody love that story? Did everybody just love that story?
I don't know.
If you did, I hope you did.
I hope they did too.
Yeah. If that story scared the absolute hell out of you, give Sleepy a like.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
comment, subscribe if you haven't. All that fun.
Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Give it a like if you're scared, if you're terrified of these creepypastas.
All right. So here, this one's called "Run Across the Desert," and it has 3.373 out of not even 4 out of 10 stars, but almost 4. Almost 4.
Okay.
A man stands in the desert. His skin is big, bright white, brighter than normal. a sharp sort of glowing white, like lit up cellophane. This is the past to his present, and he is not human. Across many sand dunes, a line of camels walks slowly towards the sun. They are burdened down by by packs and dark-skinned riders. These men have porous skin that sweats, and long black whiskery beards and dark eyes, and they are human. There are women with them, hidden, perhaps less than human, perhaps more. The man is waiting for them, and although he could quickly traverse the distance, he does not feel like going to meet the dark-skinned men. He is resigned to wait for them here. You know, compared to the last one, this is kind of a very odd way to open it, but I'm already hooked.
Yeah,
like this is a very interesting way to open up the story. Like I already want to know what's going on here.
yeah, it's setting up intrigue.
Yeah, like
It is
it's giving
actually.
us just enough information to paint our own mental picture, and then
Hmm.
make us want more. You know, but
Yeah. I don't mind it. I'm kind of interested in
it's
this.
better than the guy who got murdered by his furry online girlfriend. That was
Yeah, I know, and it seems like this one doesn't want to waste your fucking time either. Like everything that he's written so far is important to what's going on.
yeah. It
No.
all is pretty much literally every sentence is lit up painting a picture like it's needed for
Yeah.
the story. It's like either describing something essential to the story or getting straight to the point and setting the scene. It's nice. It's refreshing.
Mhm. Yeah. So far, I'm enjoying it. All right, so I'll do this one until continue, I guess. So all right. Advertisements. A line of footprints travels directly across it. The shadows in them crystallize, edges crumbling, punched into the smooth dune. Ragged, dark, ragged black holes. It travels the width of the desert in a perfectly straight path. The Arab men reach him. Their camels spit and flip their lips at the stranger. The men stare, and one of them jumps off his camel. It's too many M's in camel, but I'll just say camel because it's well written. I'm not
Yeah.
insulted. He is a young
They're
boy.
spelling camel wrong twice in the same paragraph. Do you see that?
Yeah, I do. I do. Although I didn't. They spelled it wrong in two different possible ways. The Kamal spit and the Camels. All right, the Kamal spit and flip, but they jumped off the Camel. So he is a young boy, the son of the leader. He runs up to the stranger, stares at him long in the face.
Ooh. What are these? The stranger points. It is a crude gesture, with a crooked knuckle pointing down at the sand. The line of footprints stretches atrociously into infinity, punching holes in the desert's smooth skin. Abomination. A young
Mm.
man looks at them and opens his mouth. They are bad omen. You are not from here. Who are you? Advertisements.
Advertisements.
Explain.
Who are you? Advertisements. The big reveal. I love it. I love that it's put right there. The
Yeah,
young man's. What's up?
no,
Yeah.
I'm noticing like parts of this that are could be written better, but if this is
Mhm.
like some like a teenager, like their first piece of like they're just trying to write something, they're doing a good job compared to
They
some
are
of the
doing
other
a good
shit I've
job.
seen on this website.
Well, what I'm getting from reading this is that this is probably written by, like you said, a teenager. Maybe it's their first, or maybe they don't really write professionally. But I have a feeling that they probably read books, like actual books by authors, and probably know how to write,
Yeah,
but they just don't really know what to really write about, and they're just trying to write a little pasta type of
yeah,
thing. And I kind of like it. I
I
kind
like
of
it
like
too.
it.
Yeah.
Not really sure what's going on at the moment. It seems like they're building up to something.
Hmm. Well, the
The
one
young
guy,
man,
he's like
yeah, it's not
he's
human.
well, the dude who is running through the desert is now met up with the traveling band of, Arabs on camels or whatever. And
Yeah.
there's like weird footprints that are going in a straight line through the desert, and they like pockmark it. And he's
Okay.
being warned about him.
Okay. All right. That's okay. So we're both on the same page, basically. The young man's mind churns chaotically. It has been a long time since he has come into contact with men. A stranger who looks like a man but is not, finds it unpleasant and sickening to sort these random thoughts. It gives a sense of vertigo, but the story is there.
Oh. I've never seen someone run like that across the desert. In a straight line, she ran as if something worse than hell were following her, but nothing was, only the night. And in the Sahara, night is freezing cold. Anyone in their right mind would pitch a camp, try to sleep. But she still kept running. She had no camp. She had no pack, no weapon, no water skin that I saw. I thought she was a desert spirit. I thought I was going mad, that my eyes were making things up. A hallucination. A what? Never mind.
All right.
Yeah, the Arab shook his head, and he explained now half in words and half in thoughts. The white-skinned stranger can hear both, and is slightly more appealing to let the boy speak, rather than force him to think.
True.
How she ran,
ahead,
it was horrible. Advertisements.
Advertisements.
Look on her face, like a ghost. I thought for sure she was a desert spirit. For sure I thought I'd see her only once. That day she came staggering out of the sands and ran alongside our caravan until the heat of the noonday sun. When we stopped for water, she went right on running. I thought, desert spirit. Not a nice one. Evil witch. Her clothes are all black, made of cloth in foreign lands. A woman wearing men's clothes. Whore.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take this. The night came, and I did not dream, and I thought, in the morning, forget her, you will not see her again. Liar, I dreamed many dreams. God hates those who lie, but he cannot know what I dreamed, for I sinned so bad. Then one night, 3 weeks later, our caravan took a shortcut through the desert. It seems she did not know about the shortcut in a long way, straight way, because we saw her footprint. Cut like a knife.
I was going to say, I get the impression this kid likes H.P. Lovecraft a lot.
Yeah. I can see that a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
the way that like they a lot of he likes to do that thing where he get different witness accounts and ask different people, and they all talk about some kind of thing, different points of view, some kind of weird abomination. Ooh, it looks like this.
Your context on the story is the viewpoint of somebody in the story rather than having like a third point of view, and that's what sets up the horror, is not knowing. And with the way they're doing it, it's like writing this so far, it feels like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then that makes a lot of sense. Then one night, so let's see. I was at Footprints. They cut like a knife across the sand dunes. They made a straight line, but possible. And then there she was, running out ahead of us. Our camels were walking slow. We did not want to rush them. My father said to send someone to catch up with her, go out and greet her, bring her back. The running lady, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
No one in their right minds runs through the sand like that, he said. It was then that I know he sees her too. Deserts. So either my father and I are both crazy, or she is really there, and she carry no water. She has not drank any water since 3 weeks ago. Impossible. Not good.
Oh.
I went to my impossible, not good, very bad.
I like how when he's writing out this person talking, one moment it's like they are speaking very fluent English, and then the next it's like obviously a second language, like they're trying to like either write it one way or the other. You can't have both.
Do you think they might have had a little help with ChatGPT trying to make their sentence structure look normal?
I don't think so. This is from before that.
Okay. I went to my father and said, no, do not go get her, because I had very bad feeling about this. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like some stuff just is like, yeah, it's not very consistent. Yeah, some is written very eloquently and some is not.
Oofley makes a good point too. They've got promise. They have they need practice, and they've got good ideas. So, yeah. I
mean, it's a lot better than we read the last thing, right?
I know, right? We're only having good things to say so far.
I mean, obviously, like we're kind of making fun of some of the spelling, but whatever, and like a little bit of the grammar. But other than that, like it's really good. Like I don't mind this. I think it's. I don't know what it's. It's probably rated. Well, you said you picked the lowest rated stuff.
It's less than 4 stars. It's like,
Well, I guess we'll read the comments and see why people didn't like it.
Yeah.
I went to my father and said, "No, do not go get her," because I had very bad feeling about this. I tell my father what I saw 3 weeks ago. At first, he does not believe me, but I tell him more. Finally, he acknowledges there is something wrong. Maybe we should not send a rider to go get the floundering girl. And I watch her weave and stagger, but still, somehow her feet fall straight, and she is cutting a line through our desert, only slower and slower. I want her to die. I want the heat of the sun to burn her up so I don't see her in my dreams anymore. So we leave her there. Slowly, our caravan passes her. She is running slower and slower, like she were growing tired. My camel finally passed her. See, they said they actually spelled camel right, but they should have wrote passes her, but whatever. I'll let it slide this
He's
time.
trying to like write it with an accent.
I see. Oh, I get it. All right.
Yeah.
My camel finally passed her. I see her face. There is dread, only dread.
Oh.
And in the pit of my stomach, there is so much fear. I do not want to know what she is running from. I want only to see her go, far away, never come near me or my father or my family again. All right, I'll let you take that.
All right. You said nothing followed her. No, nothing. Only the night. Did she speak? No. The young man is lying. In his memory, the stranger hears a last forsaken cry as the girl falls down. A screech and then a scream so tortured and sad that even he, at his many, many eons of age, is tempted to try and actively forget it. Oh, so he isn't human. He's like some entity. It is, of course, impossible for him to forget. The human Arab boy has the luxury of spending his short life in this sand-whipped place, pushing that memory away and away and away. The stranger with the white skin wonders coolly what it would feel like to envy him.
Envy.
Advertisements.
That is... That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you want to take this or want me to get this?
Oh, you just read a bunch. I was just switching
Okay.
the song. You see, excuse me. You see, I know when there is a curse, and to touch her, or to help her even look at her, was cursed. Now the Arab boy is pleading, trying to explain, as though leaving her was a crime. So the caravan walked past her. Last thing I see is she finally falls, and there's little dark hump where her shoulders are, and then the camels walk too far and I cannot see her anymore. I breathed a happy sigh of relief and went on. Okay, and that is all the stranger says. He makes a gesture. The boy runs back to his camel. He says several words to his father. The camel moves on. The stranger looks over the line in the sand. It is disheartening. To be human and know how big the desert is, he can sense some of this, though he does not share a mortal's sense of fatal tragedy. Wow, that's a fun way to spell tragedy.
Tradgedy.
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 In the footsteps, there is some kind of morbid taint, a shadow of darkness, or glowing particle that he can trace, a radioactive signature or a curse, either one. Neither phrase in English can adequately describe or explain what is going on. The stranger sighs. Altera, what have you done? Where have you gone? The footsteps do not answer, and stare back their malevolence at him. No, okay, and then there's,
All right, I'll get this last one. So, somewhere, unbeknownst to him and forgotten by the Arab men, an ash-white girl in black wool clothing hides under the shadow of a rock. Maybe that's the running woman.
Yeah.
Frothing and foaming. Her eyes are black, and blood has dried around the rims of them. She has held this trace for 28 hours, or rather, been held in it, and there seems no returning, no end to the catatonic miasma of eternity spinning endlessly around her head. I think she meant to write miasma, but It is giddy and dismal, and she waits. Credit Alison Poliak. So that was actually really good. I just feel like maybe, I don't know, I guess 3 and like barely 4 stars. That kind of sucks, really. Like, that deserves a little better than that. Maybe the problem is that it just wasn't really scary. It was just more like a supernatural kind of thing. Like it might be, I think it's just that it's in like the wrong place. Maybe that's all it is. But
Yeah, looking at the comments here, I can't comment on the actual story because I couldn't bring myself to finish it. The spelling errors and the weird choppy dialogue was too rough for me.
hmm.
And I have twin 2-year-old sons. Apparently, one of my little motor scooters was playing around with the computer keyboard, then opened Firefox, opened the bookmark for creepypasta, and submitted this group of random letters he typed it with his little hands and feet. Or it could have been both the kids playing with the keyboard. My little scamps. Sorry, everyone. So people are just being dicks.
They're being dicks. Every time the word camel appears, it's spelled differently, and none of them are correct. Oh, one of them was.
One of them was.
Yeah. I'm not sure how to spell camel, so I'll type it every way that it sounds right instead of proofing my story. Author. 1 out of 10. Awfully awful.
You know what's weird is there's stories that are way worse than this one that have a much higher rating. And it's like, you know, the story itself, I mean, it could have been written a lot better. But, you know, at the same time, I mean, this one here, this is apparently a famous one that has, like, it has a really high rating. It's like it's 8.85 out of 10. So.
Oh, okay. Dude, I mean, this guy looks just like you. We should read this one.
Yeah, it's called The Hooded Man.
Hey.
Oh my God! Here, look at this over on the side here. That is so intrusive. Go away, advertisement.
Oh, come on. You can't get rid of it. It's just fucking stuck there. It's like how it's really hard to kind of set the atmosphere of like a creepy, scary story. Turn the lights off when you have the word fucking download right in your face over there.
It's right there. All right, let's just try to ignore it.
Okay, I'll try.
All right.
I know they are pretentious assholes, Frank.
Yeah. Have you ever been influenced by clothing? I don't mean confidence by looks. Have you ever been given more control than ever by an item, or a truth, or just a favorite shirt? Have you ever been influenced in the worst way by showing the truth? The following is taken directly from journal entries. The entries were written by a notorious but unknown killer. He is notorious in the means that everybody has seen his work. He is unknown because nobody knows that he has done it. His origin is unusual. No troubles, no evil family, no magic or paranormal forces. His life was chosen by him and him alone. His identity is also unknown. He will be named from here on as the Hooded Man. This is the lamest fucking intro I've ever read. This is so fucking lame. This is so stupid. Like, and people were rating this higher than that. Like, what we read before wasn't great, but it also had way more potential than whatever this is. I want to know who the fucking that Altera girl was, foaming at the mouth, why she was running in place. Why is this dude immortal? You know, why are they in the Sahara? There's so much that didn't get explained that I want to know the answer to. And
that could have been like a whole novel by itself. Like you have the super duper white man who's like not like a real human. You know, he has a story. You have the Altera girl who's like foaming at the mouth. You have the running white lady. Like
they were the same lady though. Like it didn't tell. It didn't tell you they're the same lady. But you know, the Arab guy mentioned, oh, the girl was wearing black, like foreign clothing, and then it said she was wearing black wool. And it's like, okay, this is obviously the same girl. Like it didn't need to tell you it was the same girl. Like it was.
We kind of got that.
It was spelled like crap, and it could have used better grammar, but way better story than whatever this is.
Yeah, it's really it's like the comments, and it was downloaded. It's just downvoted. It was just so nitpicky. Like the people there are just so just. It's you know, it's kind of like when me and Frankie were reading r/atheism, and it's just like the most miserable people. Just like that kind of energy. It's like every little thing. I'm gonna make fun of you. Make me feel better.
Let's see if this story impresses me. But already, I'm kind of like, I think it's dumb. On April 3rd, 2004, it's been really cold around here. I don't have anything to cover myself. All I have are my t-shirts and jeans. So today, I decided to get a jacket. It was just in a local store, nothing special. It's a black hoodie with a white lining. I think it looks pretty cool. And when I tried it on, the attendant said it suits me. I said thanks to be polite. Common courtesy is so hard to find.
All right, all right, I'll take over.
Well, let's just read the different entries.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'll take that. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
All right.
so I bought it. I haven't taken it off yet. Not only is it warm, but I can really see myself doing amazing things in it. When I look in the mirror, I smirk. I feel amazing. I can't really explain it, but I like it. I really like it. I feel the need to put my hood up. Something about the hood has a way of masking a person. Even though it shows their face, it hides something somewhere.
Yeah, it hides your arms.
Yeah, it's really late right now. I've been feeling so great all day. Time flew around me. I'll have to explain more tomorrow.
All right. April 10th. I've had a hell of a week. I felt so great. I walked the halls like a big shot. I'm sure I looked smug. That's why Jack challenged me. He was so angry. Who never do ignoring an insult was what? Who never do ignoring an insult was more insulting than responding with Okay, all right. So this was high. This was rated high, right? Okay. I'm going to try to just read this. Who never do ignoring an insult was more insulting than responding with shrewd comments about someone's family. He antagonized me. Okay. Holy shit. Proofreading. He asked for it. He threw a hard punch and I stood. It stung harder than before when I actually argued with him. I felt so cool. My confidence kept... God fucking damn it. All right. All right. He asked for it. He threw a hard punch and I stood. It stung harder than before when I actually argued with him. I felt so cool all week. My confidence kept me up. I punched him hard the stomach and I lifted him up with an underhook. It felt so good. It really did. Parents calling.
So this is like a teenager?
I guess so, yeah. It has to be.
Wait, so Jack still isn't out. Okay, April 14th, 4 days later, Jack still isn't out of the hospital. They said he's in a lot of pain. He spit a lot of blood. His parents told me over the phone. I reflected on it. Oh, how great it felt when my fist connected. How his cracked scream sound. That's good to hear, I said blankly. I don't care about Jack. I smiled at his pain. I keep staring. You punched him so hard you sent him to the hospital for 4 days? How the fuck?
I find that hard to believe.
I find that very hard to believe. Did you like rupture something?
Did you, yeah.
And how would they not figure out what's wrong within 4 days? It's been 4 days. They should know what's wrong with him. If he's spitting up blood, like, really?
All right, so he's in the hospital. So, all right, so his parents talked to him over the phone. I would assume that Jack's parents would tell nameless protagonist what it is actually that's like wrong with Jack, you know, but I guess they're just saying he's in the hospital and he's spitting up blood. And by then the doctor would have done an x-ray and seen what kind of damage he did, but yeah, I guess Jack is just a bitch or something. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't care about Jack. Wait, I already read this, didn't I?
Okay.
Wait, no, I smiled at his pain. I keep staring. I keep staring at my mirror. I'm always wearing my favorite hoodie. Feels so empowering. My friends would laugh at what I say. They would compare me to Spider-Man in his black suit. Spider-Man threw his power away. I don't plan on doing something with my source of confidence.
April 22. Oh my God, no, really? Jack has gone to a better place. The words rang through my ears. He's dead.
You punched him one time. You punched him one time. How does this have almost 9 stars? This has almost 9 stars compared to shit that I read before that was clearly Lovecraft inspired. And I know Grim Kitty, I saw you in chat saying like, oh, you're asking good questions, probably won't get good answers. That's not the point of like cosmic horror. Cosmic horror is you're not going to get answers, and then you're left there wondering. You know, like that's what I fucking like about it. And it did a really good job doing that. And because of spelling mistakes and bad grammar, it's lower rated than whatever this is.
That's it. Yeah, the other one had like world building. It had like intrigue. It had this kind of like otherworldly presence. I guess in this one, it's a magic hoodie that made him super strong.
Punched him in the heart and like stopped his heart or something. Some stupid shit.
Yeah, he did. He literally did the 5-finger death punch. Yeah. Oh my God, with his magic hoodie. I hate this. All right, so, oh fuck. All right. Dead. He lost too much blood. His father told me the day I visited that he was losing blood due to a personal health condition. but the way his mom. Oh, of course, starting a sentence with the word "but" is always a good idea. So, Holly Hentai says, "Hey, oh, I think I know who you are. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I think you're TV. Hi, TV. I killed him. Wait, what's this? All right, he losing too much blood to a personal health condition. But the way his mother looked at me told me the real story. I killed him. I still remember the satisfaction of hitting him. I never wanted to kill him, I think. I need to think about what I've done, right? That'll fix my feelings. But what is there to think about, period? Regret? Of course, lowercase r, regret. Starting a sentence with a lowercase fucking letter. Regret is a foolish emotion. I don't need regret.
If these people are such prudes about spelling, grammar, and sentence structure, then how?
Yeah.
Then I guess it's because it doesn't have an iconic, oh, this is my, oh, what's up, Holly Hentai? This is not my fan fiction. No, but
holy shit! Not only did they do it, but not only did they start. I'm pointing to it on my screen. Of course, you can't see it, but not only did they begin a sentence with the word "but," but a lowercase b but. Like, you fucked up that much.
Oh my god!
A lowercase but to start a sentence.
I guarantee we're not going to find people in the comments ripping apart the grammar in this, and that's what annoys me, because they have
annoys me.
They have their iconic hero they can make fucking fan art of and stuff, and
I know.
Yeah. Anyways,
it's not Jeff the Killer, it's Jack the Killer.
No,
sure.
This is the hoodie man.
The hoodie man. Yeah. Oh my god, it's even less. That's even less creative than Jack the Killer.
April 24. Dad has been avoiding me lately. Wait, no, advertisements.
Advertisements. Yeah.
Can't
forget that.
Yeah. Dad has been avoiding me lately, and Mom just tells me she loves me. They both want me to feel endless guilt, but
that sounds like my parents.
I won't, or rather, I can't. I can't fake it for the public. Well, I can fake it for the public, but the truth is, I'm not sorry. Spider-Man's story is starting to make me think more. But why would a cursed or possessed hoodie land in my possession? Everyone who knew Jack glares at me.
So why did he kill Jack again? I'm just wondering. Why did he kill him?
Well, so Jack came up, right, and was being a smarmy little dick, and being all blah blah blah, you suck, and then he started insulting his family or something. So the hoodie man punched him in the stomach, and that stomach led to his death. Which also, this is like a very specific way of dying. So saying like it's like, no, they could easily check obituary reports and medical records around literally this, like, whatever, 2004 April, and see, okay, what teenagers died from like a pre-existing medical condition and then got punched in the stomach. And there would be a police report about this probably, especially if it happened at school. And so they would have this guy, like, the second they found his journal, they'd be able to find it. It's so fucking stupid.
Yes, they would have filed a police report. The parents obviously called protagonist, so they know that he punched him, and then their son died like 2 weeks later. So yeah, the cops should be going to, let's just call him Jimmy's house. They should be going to Jimmy's house, going through all his shit, because I mean, they need to know, like, what if there was some kind of reason behind it.
They would. He would definitely would have been at least questioned about this.
Yeah, they would look at his diary, of course, and they would see all this and talking about this and see all this. Oh my god! All right, so I'm sorry. What were you reading this?
Yeah. Everyone who I would talk to have transferred themselves out of my class or went to a different school. Teachers don't look at me much or get on to me if I'm breaking any rule. Today I threw a pencil at my history teacher. It hit his shoulder. He just froze for a second and continued what he was doing. Everyone either hates me and probably wants me dead, or they fear me. My writing is the only comfort I have. I can be at peace and let myself go. Then why are you writing in your journal once every 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, I kind of think maybe he would be writing a lot more if he's having so many problems.
Yeah. All right, so then it's 3 days later, April 25th, Postman.
Okay.
They provoked me. They threatened me. I had no choice. They would have killed me. My hood protected my face. The knife naturally moved from Rob's hand to mine. I didn't mean to. The writing short line at this point. Okay.
So I guess here he's writing about killing people. 5 days.
Yee.
5 days being interrogated and sleeping in a cell. They decided I was only defending myself. Yeah, see, okay, so it even says in the goddamn story there's a plea. How is it unknown who this guy is? He's already in the system.
That's right. You said at the beginning that it
There's
was
multiple
anonymous,
things,
right?
multiple things
Yeah.
they can cross-reference now in a very short time period to funnel down and find out who this guy is.
Yeah, that the cops talked to him. They interrogated him. They obviously have his information.
Mhm.
The parents know. The parents called him. So this is, yeah. I mean, obviously, like,
And then they
you know,
find
it's
the
a story, but,
journal.
like,
It's like, hey, you remember that guy who it was dubbed self-defense for like stabbing 5 people to death in an alleyway?
mhm.
Yeah, well,
Right.
we found this journal where a guy is talking about stabbing 5 people to death in an alleyway and how he's possessed by his hoodie. You also know around town how all these people are getting murdered. I think it might be the same guy.
I think you might want to, yeah, ask people. I mean, obviously, like, maybe ask some of the people that he went to school with, maybe people in his neighborhood if they've seen him, what he's been doing, where he's been going, that kind of stuff. Oh, maybe his name too. That would be a good idea. God, this but you know, 9 stars. You said.
Yep. 5
All right.
days, 5 days being interrogated and sleeping in a cell. They decided I was only defending myself. I can hear Mom and Dad talking. They want me gone. They're both scared. I was an idiot to think that this jacket of mine was possessing me or changing my personality. It's really just a cool jacket. Well, yeah, I love how it looks and how I feel like a badass. I remember how I put the hood up. I put it up when Jack challenged me. I put it up when those guys tried to kill me. I feel no remorse. I feel indifferent. I am in control. I have finally come to realize my insanity. I wanted to kill them. All of them. I need only a push and the confidence to fight. I got it. Mom and Dad are irritating me. They all irritated me. And that is credit to Anonymous. That is,
Wow. So the cops interrogated him for 5 days, and then he wrote in his journal, "I wanted to kill them." So now the cops have evidence. So that's a good idea.
when I realized he described the same hoodie I'm wearing, I'm starting to see a pattern here, and I'm not so sure that I like. Wait a minute, me now realizing I felt the same way when wearing a certain hoodie. Wait a minute, I like my hoodie. It gives me powers. I'm so glad that someone made Hoodie's story into a pasta, even though he is Marble Hornets. He has been adapted into the creepypasta universe. So this is just fan fiction for a Marble Hornets character.
Okay, I see.
But
People are like, "Oh, I have a hoodie that I like too." It's like, yeah, everybody has a fucking hoodie that they like. Jesus Christ, doesn't
Man.
make you special.
you can tell that this entire user base is just a bunch of fucking teenagers just by what they like.
It really is. It's like, oh, you see this nice thing that's like really well written, and it looks like it's setting up a little world and creates intrigue. Oh, this is stupid. It's spelled wrong. But then you find like Bargain Timu Jeff the Killer, and it's like, oh, this is the coolest shit ever. I like hoodies too. Hey, you wear clothes. I wear clothes too. We should hang out. It's like just brainless.
It's legitimately it's okay, so this one is from 2010, so we know we got some good meat. It's called The Theater.
All right.
And it's
Okay.
also good rating, 8.31. Okay, so this might be a good one.
Okay.
Estimated reading time 5 minutes, so it's probably going to take us like half an hour.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Hey, before we do this, I'm gonna go get I'm sorry. I'm
Want
gonna
me
get
to put us
more
on a
water.
break? I can put us on a quick break.
Yeah, let's do a quick break. I have to get more water and more
Yeah,
weed.
I
so
want
I'll
to
be
get some
back in.
water too, so.
Sounds good. All right. Okay. Yo, me too. Just a little quick break, not even like a 5 minute.
Yeah,
Just
I just have
need
it
to
set
refill
to
my water.
I have it set to 5 minute just by default.
Yeah, I always say 5. Yeah, me too. Like with mine, it's like it could be like 20 minutes or 1 minute. I'll still say 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know how it is. You've been there.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you want to start us off on this one? I started the last one.
I'll start this one. All right, I'm ready to.
One sec, really quick too. I'm going to put this in the description later. If you like the royalty-free horror music, check out Breaking Copyright on YouTube. This is their music. So.
Breaking Copyright. That's the band.
Well, that's the channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Have you ever heard of an old PC game called The Theater? I actually haven't. Probably not. It's probably just this. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Very assuming of me, but you are correct. Go on, sir.
I heard of The Theater before. It was cool.
Yeah, same.
So whoever wrote this is just a big pretentious hipster. So here we go.
We're 2 sentences in. We can't be this critical.
Okay.
It's starting out better than the Hoodie Man.
That's true. I'll give it that. But like, dude, anyone who would like begin a conversation with you saying, "Have you ever heard of an old PC game called The Theater?" and before giving you a chance to answer, they just said, "I didn't think so." What would you think of them?
Well, if it's something where it's like something like, I don't know, I'd be like, well, you're kind of a dick. If it was something besides an old video game, I'd probably be more accepting of it, like something extremely niche. Like, have you ever heard of this? And then you wait a second, and you look at the person's face, like, yeah, no, I thought that. Yeah, let me explain to you this really niche thing, but it's a video game. Being kind of smarmy.
I know, like, video games are just kind of like, yeah. Like, what kind of niche thing would you actually tell me about that I probably didn't know about?
I don't know, probably like herpetology or something.
Oh, dude, lizards?
Lizards, snakes, and amphibians.
It is pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna start reading that. All right. Probably because many people say it doesn't even exist. You see, the theater, turtles are reptiles.
Yeah.
You see, the theater is an old computer game released around the same time as Doom. Today, if you ever find it, it's only available on crappy bootleg CD-ROMs, which, more often than not, don't even actually contain the game. Oh my god, I feel like, when I'm reading this, I feel like I'm just like every YouTuber gaming channel ever. So like, here, let me try to put on that kind of voice. Okay. All right, here I am. Generic video game YouTube channel number 953,423. More often than not, don't even actually contain the game. The actual legitimate copies that say they were released back in the day feature a blank cover with nothing but the sprite of what has since been named as the Ticket Taker.
Oh.
He is simply a poorly drawn, pixelated Caucasian, bald man with large red lips, wearing a red vest over a white shirt and black pants. He is completely emotionless.
Postman, it's changed the outfit, and it's just describing your avatar.
Let me see it. All right. He is simply a poorly drawn, pixelated Caucasian, bald man with large red lips, wearing a red vest over a white shirt and black. You kind of,
It's just describing you, but with the red vest on.
Wow. It's like I'm in the story, man.
Oh my god.
All right, so this is nuts. So I'm the ticket taker. It's just like how, spoiler alert, Jack Torrance was always the caretaker at the Overlook Hotel. I was always the ticket taker at the movie theater. But anyway, he is completely emotionless, though. Some say that if you smash the disc, his face is shown as angry the next time you look at the cover. But this is just dismissed as, what happened?
Oh, okay. I accidentally pulled up Discord for a sec.
Okay. But this is just dismissed as an urban myth. What is peculiar about the theater, though, is that there is no developer on the jewel case, nor a game description on the back. It is simply the ticket taker on a white backdrop on both sides.
All right. The game was initially known for its inability to install correctly. The installation program, the installation process immediately locks up the computer when the user reaches the licensing agreement. Also strange about the licensing agreement for the theater is that whenever the development studio is supposed to be named, the text is simply a blank line. Anyways, most people who have claimed to own one of the original CDs say that they figured out how to install the game by simply rebooting their computer on a licensing agreement with the disc still inside. They are prompted to press I agree on startup. They then continue with the installation. The game then starts up without any introduction besides a main menu that is simply a sprite of the movie theater's exterior on an empty city street. The title fades in and then 3 menu buttons, new game, load, options. Selecting options immediately crashes the game to the desktop. Load is said not to function at all. Even if you do have a saved game, nothing happens when you press it. Thus, new game is the only working menu option. And then a bunch of ads.
Okay. Once it is selected, you are in the first-person view. You are standing in an empty movie theater lobby, with the exception of the ticket taker standing in front of a dark hallway, which one can only assume leads to the theaters themselves. There's nothing to do but look at the poorly drawn, mostly illegible movie posters or approach the ticket taker. Once the player moves towards the ticket taker, a very low-quality clip plays saying, "Thank you, please enjoy the movie," along with a speech box saying the same thing. You then walk into the hallway and the screen fades to black.
Oh.
And you're back. and you're back in Whoa. And you're back in the empty.
Oh.
A little jump scare. It's fades to black. Oh. And you do the exact thing again and again and again and again. While this may sound like a really horrible game, a number of peculiar things occur. Continue to play it. The number of times that you have to continue into the hall after giving your ticket to the ticket taker before the strange events happen is unknown. Most state that it's completely random and could take anywhere from the first playthrough to the 400th. What happens, though, deeply disturbs some players. Advertisements.
The first occurrence is when the player fades back in fades back in after walking into the hallway. This time they will notice the ticket taker is completely absent. The player then, without any other options, decides to walk into the dark hallway. The sound clip and text box mentioned previously still play in the absence of the ticket taker, but when the player walks into the hallways, the screen does not fade out. It goes pitch black as they walk deeper into the hall, but the player's footsteps sound clip is still playing as they continue to push the up button on their keyboard. Those claiming to have played the original game report to have felt extremely uncomfortable walking down the hallway, anticipating the whole way something horrible happening. Well, eventually, the player is unable to move forward. There is nothing for a few moments before a strange sprite that is described as the ticket taker, but with a swirl for a face, appears and stands before the player. Chat, I'm really fucking spooked. The original players of the game say their bodies immediately froze up and their stomachs churned. They saw the sprite, which had been appropriately named the Swirly Head Man.
That's a stupid name for a fucking monster.
Nothing happens as the Head Man said.
The Swirly Head Man.
Then suddenly a piercing screech plays as the game glitches out. This lasts for a few minutes, with the screeching being continuous. Then, the players abruptly return to the lobby with all the sounds and graphics being as they should be.
Man, the Swirly Head Man must... How do you think the Swirly Head Man feels about being called the Swirly Head Man? Do you think he's like, oh my god, do you think he feels embarrassed of his name?
Someone called my avatar Jawa the other day, and I haven't gotten over it yet, so I don't know.
Fair.
if you were to pull up a picture of what a Jawa looks like,
No,
and
I'm
show it
not
to
giving
Chad.
chat ammunition. No.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you go. Anyway,
You know what? Fuck it.
the game continues normally for the next couple of cycles of entering the hallway, with a couple of the original players claiming the swirly head man would briefly appear and disappear in the corner of the screen as a brisk yelp sound effect plays. Then at some point after meeting the swirly head man, the player sees Ticket Taker pacing back and forth. Though there is no walking animation, the sprite's limbs are completely static, so he just hops up and down slightly as a substitute, with his eyes being wide and his mouth open to simulate a worried facial expression. Some players noted that the movie posters had been replaced with images of the swirly head man, which caused them to immediately turn their character's head away from the posters and approach the ticket taker.
See,
Another-
I hate to interrupt you here, but I have a Jawa on screen. I look
Okay.
nothing like this.
All right, I actually can't see it from where we are. Well, I guess I have the stream open, so I'll see it in a few seconds. I'll tell you what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. His eyes are way too big, and he wears a belt. So, yeah, you're nothing
Yeah,
alike.
exactly. And I don't
Yeah.
have a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
And he's
Yeah.
not fat.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, see,
Couldn't-
there's no
yeah.
similarity. All right, continue.
I don't see it. Then immediately turn their characters' heads away from the posters and approach the ticket. Then another different low-quality sound clip plays, but the speech box contains nothing but corrupted characters that cause whatever text that would have been in the box to be completely illegible. Due to the extremely low quality of the sound, it is debated by players what exactly the ticket taker says at this point, though it is widely agreed that he says, "Never reach the other levels." Then the screen fades out once again and returns the player back to sleepy. Please scroll down.
Oh, you got it. I was
Okay.
yelling at Frank.
Okay, all right, that's all right. Okay. Then the screen fades out once again and returns the player back to their starting point in the lobby. But the ticket taker is gone, and the hallway is blocked by a large brick wall sprite. Touching the brick wall in this video game will immediately crash the game, and that's all there is to it. No one knows what other levels are or how to gain access to them, nor is it known why the swirly head man causes such acute fear in those who have seen him in the game. All the original
I don't
copies
even
of
know
the
where we
theater.
are. It's all one paragraph.
All the original copies of the theater have either been lost or destroyed. But the creepiest part of is the fact that all the original players of the game claim to have occasionally see a brief sleepy scroll down for me. I can't read anymore. A brief glimpse of the swirly head man out of the corner of their eyes.
Is that it? Credit anonymous. That's it.
Anonymous, that's it. I'm gonna piss myself. I don't know about you.
There's a sequel?
Well, I gotta see what happens to the swirly head man.
Oh, yeah. The true story of the theater.
The theater.
It's not something... Also, the last one was like one giant paragraph. That was so...
Yeah. It
That
just
was-
kept going.
That
It
was
just kept
terrible.
going.
I know. I was like, I felt bad. I was like, oh yeah, you got this one. And the whole thing was one paragraph.
Dude, I love hamming up for the microphone. You're fine. I had fun.
It's not something whispered about in certain circles. It's not something that comes in a plain-looking jewel case. It's not by a nameless, untraceable developer. And it's certainly not supernatural. Download, couple. The game in question is indeed called The Theater. R before E. That needs to be specified so you know it's from England. And was developed by a company called Salada Software. I'm fairly certain it's an English company, despite the Spanish name. As far as I know, all they made was learning software. I have a math suite from them somewhere around here, so the theater was probably meant to be some sort of edutainment game. The game was obviously never finished, probably from lack of funding or the whole company going under. The description in the story is actually pretty accurate. It's a first-person perspective with flat sprites in a 3D-ish environment. And glitchy as hell. The ticket taker has an egg-shaped body.
Egg-shaped body.
And one of his hands is huge and misshapen. I think to look like he's reaching out toward you for the ticket. Okay, so it's like he's reaching his hand out. The description of the swirly head man is also accurate, just a glitched version of the ticket taker. But I saw a few people saying he looks like Gygus.
Gygus. Ooh,
That's not the case. The features of his face are just swirled and are red because his lips are gigantic. I have absolutely no idea why this happens, because while there are a few character sprites in the game's resources, that isn't one of them. Oh, and just to clarify, the sprite is a bit creepy. That's all. It's not terrifying. It's never filled me with a sense of dread. It's just a bit creepy.
Alright, I'll do next. The game plays pretty much exactly as stated in the story. So accurately, in fact, that I think the author just downloaded it somewhere and decided to make a scary story out of his experiences. I'll admit that some things in it can be unsettling, but not, oh my god, crap your pants scary. Like I said, the game is unfinished and very glitchy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the idea is to select a movie from the poster on the wall, enter the theater, and play a minigame. The minigames are glitchy and missing resources to the point of being almost unplayable, but there doesn't seem to be a time limit on any of them. So you just have to plow through until you're done on something right, until you've done something right enough times to be dumped into the into the lobby. What's described in the story is what happens if you don't select the movie. You'll be allowed to enter the theater, but since the parameter of which game to load hasn't been set, you'll just be dumped back into the lobby.
Oh.
Here's where it gets a bit weird. If you continue to enter the theater without choosing a movie, sometimes creepy things will happen. I'm not sure why, but if I were to make an educated guess, it would be something like glitching past the mini games like this causes variables to reach values that they weren't meant to, resulting in things appearing where they shouldn't. Or, the game is just glitched to hell and back. It's been years, but here are some of the effects I can remember. The swirly head man.
Okay, so this is like written from somebody who has the game and has poured through the game files and it's like, by the way, this creepypasta game, it is real, but it's not as creepy as these people are saying. It's all explainable. And I
different writing style too.
How much do you want to bet it's going to divulge into like him getting driven crazy by the game the more he dives into it or something?
Oh yeah, and it's gonna happen really fast.
Oh yeah, just right out of the gate. Okay, so the swirly head man, movie posters appearing out of their frame, textures changing color, advertisements, legitimately disturbing audio issue, other characters, other areas. The last two are obviously the most interesting ones. Sometimes you'll spawn in a small room with a black floor and green walls, which will crash the game if touched. Sometimes you'll appear in a room similar to the lobby, with a concession stand. Kind of. There's a woman behind the counter, with an incredibly poorly drawn popcorn machine and soda fountain, but it's all just an image on the wall. It's basically just a big yellow concession stand mural. I don't remember if you can interact with it or not. The only character that appears worth talking about. Okay, so he doesn't have the game. Then how did... I guess in the past he went through the game files and stuff? I don't know. The only character that appears worth talking about is a guy in a brown jacket who appears on the sidewalk outside the lobby. Looking back, I don't think the story mentioned this, but to the left of where you start out, the wall is a row of glass doors looking out onto the street outside the theater. If you glitch past the minigames enough, a man in a weird-looking jacket, I think it's supposed to be tweed, it's a mess, with a huge smile on his face will just be there on the other side of the doors, staring back at you. I mean a huge smile, like Freaky Fred or Spark Brushel. Google image search if you want. Advertisements.
Okay. Advertisement. Actually,
Since he has the same body shape as the ticket taker, he looks a bit like the mayor from The Nightmare Before
Oh,
Christmas.
for fuck's sake.
His, his smile isn't creepy, though. It's just broad. What is creepy are his eyes. While the ticket taker, Ashtray, and other sprites will always face you, the smiling guy is anchored in place like one of the walls. His eyes, however, are always staring right at you. Just thinking about that gives me chills. Okay. Hey, well, there's nothing overtly scary or supernatural about the game itself. That's one thing that I will admit legitimately scares me, like a porcelain doll. That's pretty much all there is to the theater. If you can find it somewhere, I'd recommend downloading it just to see what it's like. Oh, one thing I'd forgotten. Stated in the story, getting the thing to run is, to say the least, difficult. I think someone got a hold of all the code and resources and just compiled it and added their own install or something. Again, there's nothing paranormal about the installation, it just doesn't work well.
Mm.
So we were
Yeah.
wrong, it doesn't have the sanity slippage, it's just a...
Yeah,
Wait, is there something up there? Is there actually more to it?
No.
Work well?
that's it.
Oh, that's just their notes about it, okay.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. 9 out of 10. The thumbnail
Okay.
looked like BTS Black Swan set. That really adds to the first creepypasta. 7 out of 10. This sounds very boring. Yeah, no, I entirely agree. This sounds incredibly boring.
Yeah, it's just somebody talking about a game that doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just a kind of a boring game that's kind of pointless.
Yeah. Give me a sec here. I'm going to pull up another one.
Well, I
All
hope
right.
they hit their word count.
This one is a classic. And YouTube has recently given people permission to say suicide again. So
Hey, nice.
we can't abuse it, but we can probably say it enough to get through.
Squidward suicide.
Oh yeah. We don't have to say
Oh.
so from September 1st, 2010.
All right.
Yes.
I love this one.
I do
Okay,
too.
let's go.
I just want to start off by saying if you want an answer at the end, prepare to be disappointed. There just isn't one. I was an intern at Nickelodeon Studios for a year in 2005 for my degree in animation. It wasn't paid, of course. Most internships aren't, but it did have some perks beyond education. To adults, it might not seem like a big one, but most kids at the time would go crazy over it. Now, since I worked directly with the editors and animators, I got to view the new episodes days before they started. I'll get right to it without giving too many unnecessary details. They had very recently made the SpongeBob movie, and the entire staff was somewhat sapped of creativity, so it took them longer to start up the season. But the delay lasted longer for more upsetting reasons. There was a problem. This song does not fit. There was a problem with the Series 4 premiere that set everyone and everything back for several months.
Me and two other interns were in the editing room along with lead animators and sound editors for the final cut. We received the copy that was supposed to be Fear of a Krabby Patty and gathered around the screen to watch. Now, given that it isn't final yet, animators often put up a mock title card, sort of an inside joke for us, with phony, oftentimes lewd titles such as How Sex Doesn't Work, instead of Rockabye Bivalve, when SpongeBob and Patrick adopt the sea scalp. Nothing particularly funny, but work-related chuckles. So, when we saw the title card Squidward Suicide, we didn't think it more than a morbid joke. One of the interns did a small throat laugh at it. The happy-go-lucky music plays as is normal. The story begins with Squidward practicing his clarinet, hitting a few sour notes like normal. We hear SpongeBob laughing outside and Squidward stops, yelling at him to keep it down as he has a concert that night and needs to practice. SpongeBob says okay and goes to see Sandy with Patrick. The bubble splash screen comes up and we see the ending of Squidward's concert. This is when things began to seem off.
While playing, a few frames repeat themselves, but the sound doesn't at this point sound as synced up with animation, so yes, that is not common. But when he stops playing, The sound finishes as if the skip never happened. There's a slight murmuring in the crowd before they begin to boo him. Not normal cartoon booing as common in the show, but you could very clearly hear malice in it. Squidward's in full frame and looks visibly afraid. The shot goes to the crowd with SpongeBob in center frame, and he too is booing. Very much unlike him. That isn't the oddest thing, though. What is odd is everyone had hyper-realistic eyes.
Hyper-realistic
Very
eyes.
detailed, clear, not shots of real people's eyes, but something a bit more real than CGI. The pupils were red. Some of us looked at each other, obviously confused, but since we weren't the writers, we didn't question its appeal to children yet.
The shot goes to Squidward sitting on the edge of his bed, looking very forlorn. The view out of his porthole window is of a night sky, so it isn't very long after the concert. The unsettling part is at this point, there is no sound. Literally no sound. Not even the feedback from the speakers in the room. It's as if the speakers were turned off, though their status showed them working perfectly. He just sat there, blinking, in this silence for about 30 seconds. Then he started to sob softly. He put his hands, tentacles, over his
Had
eyes.
to clarify.
and cried quietly for a full minute more, all while a sound in the background very slowly growing from nothing to very audible. It sounded... It sounded like a slight breeze through a forest.
I just wanted to see if you could read that while I was crying like Squidward.
I couldn't.
The screen slowly began to zoom in on his face. By slow, I mean it's only noticeable if you look at shots 10 seconds apart, side by side. His sobbing gets louder, more full of hurt and anger. The screen then twitches a bit, as if it twists in on itself for a split second, then back to normal. The wind through the trees sound gets slowly louder and more severe, as if a storm is brewing somewhere. The eerie part is this sound and Squidward sobbing sounded real, as if the sound wasn't coming from the speakers, but as if the speakers were holes and the sound was coming through from the other side. What? As good as sound as the studio likes to have, they don't purchase the equipment to be that good to produce sound of that quality.
Below the sound of the wind and sobbing, very faint, something sounded like laughing. Came at odd intervals and never lasted more than a second, so you had a hard time pinning it. We watched this show twice, so pardon me if things sound too specific, but I've had time to think about them. After 30 seconds of this, the screen blurred and twitched violently. Something flashed over the screen, as if a single frame was replaced. Advertisements. The lead animation editor paused and rewound frame by frame. What we saw was horrible. It was a still photo of a dead child. Couldn't have been more than 6.
Why?
The face was mangled and bloodied, one eye dangling over his upturned face popped. He was naked down to his underwear, his stomach crudely cut open and his entrails laying beside him. He was laying on some pavement that was probably on a road.
This is so graphic.
I know. Hyper-realistic.
It's probably on a road. The most upsetting part is there was a shadow of the photographer. There was no crime tape, no evidence tags or markers, and the angle was completely off for a shot designed to be evidence. It would seem the photographer was the person responsible for the child's death. We were, of course, mortified, but pressing on, hoping that it was just a sick joke. The screen flipped back to Squidward, still sobbing louder than before in half body and frame. There was now what appeared to be blood running down his face from his eyes. The blood was also done in a hyper-realistic style, looking as if you touched it, you'd get blood on your fingers. The wind sounded now as if it were that of a gale blowing through the forest. There were even snapping sounds at the branches, the laughing, the deep baritone, lasting at long intervals and coming more frequently. After about 20 seconds, the screen again twisted and showed a single frame photo.
The editor was reluctant to go back. We all were. But he knew he had to. This time the photo was that of what appeared to be a little girl, no older than the first child. She was laying on her stomach, her barrettes in a pool of blood next to her. Her left eye was popped out, and popped. Popped out and popped. Naked except for underpants. Her entrails were piled on top of her above another crude cut along her back. Again, the body was on the street, and the photographer's shadow was visible, very similar in size and shape to the first. I had to choke back vomit, and one intern, the only female in the room, ran out. The show resumed.
After about
Advertisements.
After 5 seconds, God damn it, Poston. About 5 seconds after this second photo played, Squidward went silent, as did all sound, like as it was when this scene started. He put his tentacles down, and his eyes were now done in hyper-realism like the others were in the beginning of this episode. They were bleeding, bloodshot, and pulsating. He just stared at the screen, as if watching the viewer. After about 10 seconds, he started sobbing, this time not covering his eyes. The sound was piercing and loud, almost fear-inducing, as if all his sobbing was mixed with screams. Tears and blood were dripping down his face at a heavy rate. The wind sound came back, and so did the deep-voiced laughing. And this time, the still photo lasted for a good 5 frames. Oh my god.
Hey, Sleepy, can you share your screen with me again? I think I got disconnected from you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
There you go.
All right. Okay, got it. Oh shit. Well, now I can't hear you. I don't think.
Wait, you can't?
Well, now I can hear you. Okay. I can hear the music too. Yeah. For some reason, I couldn't hear the music before. Probably because that thing always happens where I can't hear the audio. So I thought it was just a thing with the thing. All right. So yeah. All right. We're back. All right. Good. The animator was able to stop it on the 4th and backed up. This time the photo was of a boy about the same age, but this time the scene was different. The entrails were just being pulled out from a stomach wound by a large hand. The right eye popped and dangling, blood trickling down it. The animator proceeded. It was hard to believe, but the next one was different, but we couldn't tell what. He went on to the next, same thing. Its music is really weird for this. He went back to the first and played them quicker, and I lost it. I vomited on the floor. The animating and sound editors gasping at the scene. Grasping at the screen. The 5 frames were not as if they were 5 different photos. They were played out as if they were frames from a video.
Oh my god.
We saw the hand slowly lift out the guts. We saw the kid's eyes focus on it. We even saw 2 frames of the kid beginning to blink.
Oh my god. The lead sound editor told us to stop. He had to call the creator and the creator to see this. Mr. Hillenberg arrived within about 15 minutes.
I'm Steve Hillenberg.
He was confused as to why he was called down there, so the editor just continued the episode. Once the few frames were shown, all screaming, all sound again stopped. Squidward was just staring at the viewer, full frame of the face for about 3 seconds. The shot quickly panned out, and a deep voice said, "Do it!" And we see in Squidward's hands a shotgun. He immediately puts the shotgun in his mouth and pulls the trigger. Realistic blood and brain matter splatters the wall behind him and his bed, and he flies back with the force. In the last 5 seconds of this episode, show his body on the bed, on his side, one eye dangling on what's left of his head above the floor. staring blankly at it. Then the episode ends.
Hey.
Mr. Hilberg is
Dan.
obviously angry at this. He demanded to know what the heck was going on. Okay, so you're going to go into extreme detail about Squidward blowing his brains out, but then you're going to say, what the heck? All right. Most people left the room.
Well, Steve Hillenberg was probably just like very.
My mom might see me swearing on the internet, so I better.
Yeah.
Most people left the room at this point, so it was just a handful of us to watch it again. Viewing the episode twice only served to imprint the memory of it in my mind. It caused me horrible nightmares. I'm sorry I stayed. Advertisements.
The only theory we could think of was the file was edited by someone in the chain from the drawing studio to here.
Oh.
The CTO was called in to analyze when it happened. You know, the music really helps me like get in the mood for how I should be when I read these. It really helps me out. All right. So, all right. The CTO was called in to analyze when it happened. The analysis of the file did show it was edited over by new material. However, the timestamp of it was a mere 24 seconds before we began viewing it. All equipment involved was examined for foreign software and hardware as well as glitches, as if the timestamps may have glitched and showed the wrong time.
Oh.
But everything checked out fine. We don't know what happened, and to this day, nobody does. There was an investigation due to the nature of the photos, but nothing came of it.
Oh.
No child scene was identified, and no clues were gathered from the data involved, nor physical clues in the photos.
Oh my god.
I never believed in unexplainable phenomena before, but now that I have something happen, I can't prove anything about it beyond anecdotal evidence. Think twice about things.
Credit anonymous.
Anonymous. I love this music. It's like really it's just amplifying.
Setting
like I know how to
the
read it.
Yeah.
It really sets the theme great. I love this.
All right, I've got another long one for us here. Do you need a pee or anything?
No, I'm great. I'm good. I feel good.
Okay. I'm going to trust you to entertain chat for a second, and then we'll read the Bambi Project.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, so right now Sleepy can hear what I'm saying. He just can't say anything. So, with that in mind, I'm sure that I think he was implying that he's going to the bathroom. I'm assuming to urinate, so that's good. I hope he's enjoying himself with that. I would say that I hope it's going well for him. I hope he didn't run into any problems along the way. You know, there's not really many things that can go wrong when you go on your way to the bathroom. I mean, like really, the worst thing I could think of is like the phone rings and you feel like, oh shit, I gotta go get the phone. But like you gotta pee, but you don't wanna like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't wanna make you don't wanna miss the call. It might be important. So you gotta hold it in, then you gotta run over and get the phone. And you can't pee while you're on the phone. I mean, you can't talk to someone on the phone and pee. That's just weird. So you gotta hold it in. You know, it's someone important that you wanna talk to. So you gotta listen to them and you gotta talk to them because it's someone, maybe it's like your friend you haven't seen in like 4 months or 4 years or something. And it's important to you to, you know, and talk to them. So then next thing you know, you're like on the phone with this person for like 90 minutes and you forgot that you had to pee, right? Until just like suddenly it just hits you like a tidal wave and you're like, oh my God. So like at that point, you would just do anything to get off the phone or whatever. So, you know, or maybe you just put them on hold. But that's like the worst thing. So hopefully that didn't happen to Sleepy on the way to the bathroom. But what can I say? Now,
All right,
I don't
I'm
know
back.
what he's doing. Oh, hey, there he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Sleepy, how'd it go?
It went pretty good.
Okay.
I got all my pee out.
Good.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Beautiful. All right. The Bambi Project. And this is from 2019, so it's not that old.
Right.
Vanna Isabella Osborne was only 2 years old when the tests began. Every day, she'd be awoken at dawn by her crazed parents before being stripped bare and strapped to a cool metal table. No matter how much she screamed and cried, it wouldn't stop her parents from stabbing her eyes, gums, tongues, and hands, feet, and legs with needles full of unknown liquids of many colors. Okay, so we're the first paragraph in, and this is just escalated
Yeah,
And
we didn't even
very
introduce
quickly.
anyone.
Extremely quickly. We just have the main character's name. That's it. By the time
Yeah.
she was 11 years old, her eyes were successfully dyed a bright orange color, though only one of the side effects was that she was unable to see through her right eye. Vanna never really understood why her parents were doing this to her, but by this age, she had finally gotten used to the torture of being stabbed in the same areas over and over and over.
So she's some kind of lab rat, some kind of human being that they use for testing, human testing.
I guess so.
I assume.
Yeah.
This might not even be her parents. She might be like just some kind of test subject, and maybe she just thinks they're her
secretly
parents.
Nazis.
Well, maybe we might possibly be.
I would not-
That would happen in this.
I would.
That would.
On most mornings, Vanna refused to open her mouth when her parents asked her to, resulting in her father grabbing a scalpel and cutting her open her cheeks before stabbing her tongue with the black liquid-filled needle. The next month or so later, Vanna was found in an awful state by a young boy.
Alabama?
Who was taken... who was a good few years older than her, and was taken away with him, leaving her slumbering parents behind. Advertisements.
Oh, brother, look what I can do. Now 13-year-old Vanna grinned a large, toothy grin as she managed to climb halfway up the wall. Guess that stuff really did work on you, said the boy who had saved her, who went by Arsenal, or as she liked to call him, Big Brother. Vanna shuddered slightly, but still stuck out her now long black tongue at him. Hey, let me see how your teeth are. Vanna jumped down and opened her mouth. Arsenal bent down to her level and examined her teeth.
His name
He
is
ran-
Arsenal?
His name is Arsenal. It'd be funny if she called him Ars.
Oh my god.
He ran
Alright.
his finger on them and pricking it in the process. Well, they're getting sharper by the day. You could tear the flesh of someone's body in no time. He grinned, a murderous look in his eyes.
Oh.
Good, because then I can get food by myself. The young girl smiled excitedly, the stitches on her face stretching out slightly. For about 2 years, Vanna had become a cannibal, on top of her long-term post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. So this is girl Jeff the killer. This is Jenny the killer.
Wait. So, her cheeks had gotten cut open multiple times so that she could have her tongue, and she's got like crazy teeth,
Mm-hmm.
super sharp, and she's living in the woods eating people.
Mm-hmm.
What? Yep. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
What if Jeff the killer was a girl? That's what this is.
Okay.
Vanna, Arsenal said, making her trail her bright orange eye to meet his. I got you a little present. Advertisements.
Her eyes sparked in excitement when he said this. Holding out her arms, she patiently watched her brother place a folded piece of clothing. Them. She smiled her usual wide smile while unfolding the item that was placed in her arms. She held it up and raised her eyebrow in confusion. Looks pretty big for me, she stated, looking at him again. Well, that's because it's meant to be worn on your 16th, he shrugged and smiled in response. And that's because, she asked in a confused tone. That's for me to know and you to find out, he replied simply. Anyways, I got for you because I know it has something to do with your favorite movie. Yeah, I see that. Thank you. She smiled simply in response before placing down the Bambi onesie and continuing to practice climbing walls.
Okay.
Brother, Vanna called out in a strained and tired voice. When she heard no reply, she wandered around the upstairs area until she reached Arsenal's door. Hey, bro,
Arsenal.
you in there? Or are you in here? No reply.
She sighed and opened the door, only to be greeted with the darkness. She felt around the wall for a light switch. She finally found it and switched it on. Where could he be? She mumbled to herself when she saw his room was empty. Vanna's eye scanned the room and saw a mess of paper scattered all over his desk before grabbing a page and reading it. The Bambi Project, it read. Day 1, the birth success. Born at 1 minute past 12 this morning,
weighing at 7.5 pounds,
Oh,
female.
okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so is this? No, is this whole stupid fucking thing just? Oh, the meeting the boy and moving away into this and becoming a cannibal and all this shit in the Bambi onesie. Is it all just tied together? Just some stupid 4-dimensional chess plot? Okay? Continue. I'm sorry. This is fucking stupid.
So wait a second. So like, so all right. So what is her friend's? Oh, Arsenal. So fucking Arsenal. Arsenal. She's an Arsenal. This is an Arsenal's room, right? Like this is Arsenal's house or something.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he's like working with the Bambi people, or the
Yeah,
people
that's what I'm saying. So like Arsenal fucking was the boy that saved her, I guess, from her abusive lab
and
parents.
now it's
And
after
but now it turns out he was part of it. He was in on it. And he was working with them.
over the smallest amount of character bonding. It's now revealed that he's
Yeah.
actually
He's a plant because he's there to spot. Well, if I don't know why he has all the files with him, unless maybe he's the mastermind behind the entire thing.
He's like,
why the fuck would he have this
he's
shit? Like
14.
Yes, he doesn't. Why does this kid have this? There's no reason for them to have this. This should be put away somewhere.
All
This is
right,
like
well,
sensitive
let's
information.
get back-
Nobody should.
Let's get back to the
Okay,
story.
but yes, he's in on it.
Day 1. The birth was a success. Born at 1 minute past 12 this morning, weighing at 7.5 pounds. Female, named Vanna Isabel Osborne.
Ugh.
She read to herself, her eyebrows knitting together in confusion. Day 2. Father has called me about the project. He's in. He has informed me that the tests shall begin when she's 2 years old. I promise to supply the chemicals. I shall receive them from an old friend. Vanna continues to flick through all the pages, overwhelmed with confusion and mostly fear. Once she had finished reading the first few pages, she spotted another bundle of paper and another. Searching through them quickly, she found the most recent one. Day 4745, year 13. Her teeth have gotten sharper. Her tongue has successfully turned black and is now much longer than it once was before. She is beginning to climb walls. She can now jump a lot higher. She can fight skillfully. Everything is happening according to plan. I just need 3 more years, and then she'll reach her full potential. Then I can finally take her to him. She continued to read. She dropped the papers, causing them to scatter across the floor around her, before taking small steps back. She was scared. No! Terrified! What did I tell you about coming into my room, sister? The oh-so-familiar voice spoke from behind her.
All right. So I'm assuming that the only way this makes any sense at all is if Arsenal was writing all this stuff.
Yes.
But that would mean Arsenal would have to be like 40 or something, right?
Just
Because he's been writing.
don't
Because he's been
question.
writing about
He's
this.
evil. He's evil, so he's in on
Because
it.
like he knew her since she was a baby, so obviously he must be much older than her, right? So like, how the fuck are they like friends when he's like probably 35 and she's 13?
No, he was described as a young man, even if he's like, let's say he was like fucking 30, you know,
Okay.
when she came across him. That would mean
Okay.
that he would have been 17 years old
Right.
when he met.
Yeah,
well, like
when-
17 years old when she was born.
When she was born.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right.
So Arsenal is like almost middle-aged, basically.
It's a
And
middle-aged.
Nana.
I'm now once again imagining your Postman avatar. That's who is in the room with her. That's who.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just like
This-
a 47-year-old man.
This small child are just buddies, and she calls him Big Brother. Okay. So abruptly, Vanna turned around and looked up at her older brother, her hands shaking and tears brimming the corner of her one good eye. Who are you? She whispered in a shaky voice.
Vanna, I am your brother. Anarchy! Oh, so it's not even Arsenal, it's Anarchy!
His real name's
And with that, oh my god. And with that, his fist collided with her head, knocking her out cold. Gah! Vanna gasped as she shot up from where she lay, grasping her forehead, which was dripping with sweat and blood. She looked around in total confusion. She was in her room, sitting up in her bed.
Wow.
I'm confused, Sleepy.
I guess the brother has superpowers too. Dizzily.
He's a vampire and he lives forever and doesn't age, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I told myself, I was like, I'm only going to buy like single beers. I'm going to buy like 3 beers for this. That'll be good. And now I finished those 3 beers. I'm like,
Well, you know, you don't want to overdo it.
I don't want to overdo it, but also this is going to take a lot out of me. Dizzily, she stood
That's
out.
right.
She stood out of her bed and hesitantly made her way towards the mirror that hung beside her door. Her eye widened in complete horror. Slowly, her shaky hand made its way up into her damp hair, staining it with the green, pink, and red substances that dyed her hair brown. Right. What the heck? She exclaimed.
No,
in
she
shock.
dyed her brown hair.
Yeah. Turning
I get
to
it.
the door,
Okay.
she tugged it open and rushed towards Anarchy's door. Gritting her teeth, she banged on the door with force. The door was pulled open by the person she thought was her brother and best friend. What are you doing to me? Vanna screamed, tears threatening to spill as she looked up at his cold stare. Why me? Why? Tears blurred her vision, making it seem like she was completely blind. She sunk to her knees, not being able to control the loud sobs that escaped her throat. Anarchy's eyes softened as he saw his little sister break down in front of him.
Okay, why? All those years I've suffered being called a useless test subject, and I was worthless. She managed to say between sobs. It was all your idea. Yeah, he sighed before sitting on the floor next to her, watching her bawl her eyes out. Why? Just tell me why. She yelled in a hurt tone that made his breath hitch as he continued to stare at her with guilt and despair.
Well, at least he feels bad about it.
Well, that's okay.
I can't tell you, just not yet anyway, he replied. Please stop crying, sis. I'm sorry. She just
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. She just looked at him, tears streaming down her pale face, not saying anything. 2.5 years had passed by. Vanna ended up giving in to Anarchy's plans for her. Okay, so now we just have a time skip. All right, so it just pulls us. So anyway, Vanna ended up giving in to Anarchy's plans for her. So here she was, standing in his lab, staring straight at the object he placed in front of her. Chainsaw? She asked, raising her brow in a confused manner. What would I need to use this for? Wow, you really are stupid. Anarchy mumbled to himself.
Can I do? There's a lot of voice lines. Can I do all the voice lines and you do the reading part?
The narration? Yeah, go for it.
All right.
All right.
I can hear you, asshole.
Vanna hissed before rolling her eye.
And I know what I'm supposed to use it for. I just want to know why I would need it. I have told you countless times that using your teeth alone is not good enough. You'll need something else. Your teeth are just a backup option.
He explained, shoving the heavy object onto her lap.
Now you'll need to practice climbing walls and shit while carrying it.
Vanna groaned as she stood up with the chainsaw in hand. She grabbed the strap her brother attached to it, flung it across her back. Gritting her teeth, she spat on her hands before placing one onto the wall as high as she could reach and began to hoist herself up, as if she weighed absolutely nothing.
Oh, wow. Shit!
She hissed that the newly added weight began to pull out of her. As she continued to proceed up the wall, her foot slipped and she fell.
Useless.
Anarchy mumbled and helped her up. She glared at him before slamming her hand back onto the wall and hoisting herself up with more force. Her nails dug into the plaster as the chainsaw pulled off her. Reaching the roof, she grinned slightly and reached her hand out onto it. Again, she lost her footing and fell.
Fuck! This is useless!
Vanna yelled in frustration.
You're obviously not going to get it in the first few tries, idiot. Practice.
Anarchy sighed and rolled his eyes.
Fine, whatever.
She responded and tried again and again.
Do it again. I've been at it all fucking day.
Vanna huffed and plopped down onto her chair.
Give me a break. You need to get it perfect. You almost got the full way across the roof that time with no struggling. Just one more try.
Her oldest brother explained, smiling down at her small frame.
One more.
She caved and sighed. Once again, she stuck her hand on the wall and began to clamber up in seconds. She gazed at the roof before taking a deep breath and grabbing onto it.
That's it.
Anarchy grinned proudly as he watched his little sister crawl across it and jump down from it.
Perfect. Why, thank you.
She grinned, baring her large, sharp teeth at him in excitement. She took the chainsaw from her back and placed it carefully on the table.
Now, I'm both hungry and tired. Can we get takeout? Sure thing, Shorty.
He smiled at her, ruffling her short hair.
Don't call me that.
She hissed before running upstairs. Advertisements.
Not long now.
The voice echoed in his head. Anarchy just nodded in response.
Be careful around her. I think she's getting a bit too dangerous. I'll be fine. Wait, no, I should have done a different voice, whatever. I'll be fine. She's all yours, boss.
He said in a cold tone before walking upstairs after Vanna. Vanna sat up in her room, looking out the window in deep thought. Everything was going along fine. Her brother was training her and the deadline was coming up. She just needed to do one last thing. She smiled, an evil and murderous smile. She was so close. She couldn't wait to drown herself in blood. Their blood. She had a thirst for revenge, and she was prepared for it.
And she's going to wear a Bambi onesie while doing it.
Yeah! Just the thought of finally getting to sink her teeth into their flesh was enough to make her mouth water in excitement. She opened her window, letting in the cool draft from the outside world. She inhaled the fresh air as it brushed through her short, dyed, multicolored hair.
This is honestly, it's so fucking stupid. Like, of all the backstories of like creepypasta characters we've read, the 16-year-old alternative punk girl with a long black tongue, sharp teeth, and rainbow hair, who's wearing a Bambi onesie, and she can climb up walls, and she carries a chainsaw around just casually. That's just her
when you
choice.
You're right. When you kind of like really sit back and look at it, and really just kind of look at what we've described, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. As like,
this is stupider than the Hoodie Man.
So yeah, all right. Genetically modified, rainbow-haired pixie girl, Jeff the Killer,
and she's
female
short,
version.
She's got long,
short,
sharp teeth,
long black tongue and sharp teeth.
super strong,
and
skilled fighter.
Super strength, climbs walls, PTSD, and
she has a chainsaw.
And has a chainsaw. Yes. Wow.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Oh, we can't forget the stitched cheeks
And the stitches.
Yeah,
I'll
the
let Jeff the
stitches,
Killer.
Yeah.
She picked at her stitches that spread across her cheeks, memories crashing through her mind like a wave. She exhaled sharply as she closed her eyes and listened to her mind reply to her screams and cries from her past. Hugging her knees into her chest, she let a few warm tears slip from her good eye. Oh yeah, and she has a bad eye.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mommy, Daddy, why are you doing this to me?
Her 10-year-old self screamed out in pain, tears slipping from her eyes and dripping onto the cold metal table on which she lay.
It's for your own good, Vanna.
Father said sternly as he prepared the next injection. Vanna looked up at her mother with pleading eyes. She just sighed quietly and pulled away from her daughter's gaze, preparing herself for another round of agonizing screams and cries.
Hold still.
Her father ordered as he aimed the needle, which contained the familiar orange liquid, at her left eye, as her mother aimed at the other at her right.
No! Please!
Vanna screamed loudly as a mix of tears and blood ran down her face. Snapping her eyes open, Vanna scanned the room in fear. Her breath hitched as loud sobs crawled out of her throat. She hugged her knees tighter and buried her face into them
This is
before
just
crying painfully.
This is just describing torturing a child. This is fucking weird.
And actually, it kind of is, yeah. It really is. She sniffed and pulled her face out of her knees. Tears stained her leggings and her hair stuck to her face. She couldn't control the waterfall of tears that poured from her eye.
I'll kill them all.
She whispered to herself in a strained voice.
They deserve to suffer like I did.
The next morning, Vanna sat at the small dining table, listening to her brother rambling on about the big plan she wished she was never a part of. She found out there were more people involved, and Anarchy wouldn't even tell her their names. She was exhausted. She couldn't fall asleep after her breakdown, which she never told Anarchy about. She hated him. Even just looking at him made her blood boil.
So that's why I'm going to have to dose you up again on the special stuff.
He concluded. Vanna dropped her fork and snapped her head up to look at him dead in the eye.
No,
She said coldly.
not again. You agreed to this plan.
He replied, obviously not happy with the response he got.
If we don't start you up again, your abilities will fade over time, and we can't afford that to happen. Anarchy, I swear to God, if you can't do this to me...
Whack! She was knocked out cold.
I'm sorry.
He whispered before following the figure which had his unconscious sister.
Stop! It hurts!
Vanna screamed in utter pain and horror as a mix of blood and tears ran down her red-hot, sore cheeks. Her eyes ached and her mouth was swollen. Her inflamed cheeks were burst open due to the larger injections and the swelling of her inner mouth. She watched Anarchy as he grabbed the next needle and stabbed it into her hand, making Vanna cry out. She was used to having many needles being pushed into her pale flesh, but after the long period of time, she had forgotten how painful it actually was.
This hurts me as much as it hurts you.
Anarchy mumbled before emptying the dark purple liquid into her hand. He didn't look at her once throughout the process, but every single cry she had let out broke his heart.
Fucking God.
He didn't want to see her like this, but he knew it had to be done.
All right, Postman.
What? Yeah?
We're pausing the sappy music, and we're just going to take a second to critically analyze this. Postman, how do you
Yes.
feel about this story so far?
What story?
I mean, what's? I just want to know your honest opinion.
That's my opinion. It's like it just seems to be like, I think the only story that I've seen so far was she discovers that the person that she trusted the most, who was she thought her savior, was actually just the man behind this all along somehow. And because he decided to just leave his evidence right out in the open, where just fucking anybody can see it.
And then,
And
now it's like she is obviously being betrayed by the guy who betrayed her before. It's
she gave up. Yeah, so she found out that no one was on her side and that it was all just a big scam. And so she just surrenders and becomes part of this thing and just says, all right, do whatever you want. But has been secretly planning a revenge and was going to just kill Anarchy. Was it Anarchy? Yeah, Anarchy.
Yeah.
And just, I guess, whoever else is involved in this. I don't know if they mentioned anyone else by name. Just Anarchy is the only name we know of. So she's going to just kill everyone.
Well, I think she's going to kill her parents first, but let's get...
Yeah.
Okay. Back.
Yeah, but it's basically just Elfin lied, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada. He looked at her once throughout the process. Every single cry she let out broke his heart. He didn't want to see her like this, but he knew it had to be done. Wait, no, I think you had to read that part. Anyways, I hate you so much.
Vanna managed to whisper before passing out. This broke him more than he ever thought it would.
Vanna, what are you doing here?
Silence. The short, hooded girl just stepped into the familiar house. Her mother just looked down at her confusedly.
Anarchy sent me here. He said his dad wants to see me.
Was what she responded with. Her voice was slightly muffled by the black bandana that covered her mouth and nose.
Where is he? He's downstairs into the lab.
Angela, her mother replied. Still confused. Oh, Angela, her mother, replied. Just so many commas here. Angela, her mother. Okay. Still confused as to why her daughter was there. Vanna nodded before making her way through the hallway. Does this seem weird to you? Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Vanna nodded before making her way through the hallway to the staircase that led down to where this was all started. I don't know. Somehow, something about the way that was written just kind of like made my brain fry for a second.
It's one giant sentence that gets its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, one paragraph is a whole sentence.
But it's also not a ton of words. This could be part of a bigger paragraph, but this person is just separating their sentences into their own little paragraphs. So.
And they could have actually just like written this without having to even have this like very awkward 2-paragraph, which is just a single line for both of these. They could have just written that, like, just say it happened. Could have written that better. But anyway, nitpicking, whatever. So where we at? Oh yeah,
carrying a chainsaw in her hand. What? Okay.
All right. She clenched onto the strap that her chainsaw hung from before she began to slowly walk down the staircase.
Oh my
her
God.
breath hitching every time her foot landed on each step.
Christ.
Oh yeah, she just has one. Advertisements. Memories gnawed at her mind once she's reached the bottom, making her feel more anxious every passing second. Her hand brushed the knob of the door, making time freeze. This was it. This was the moment she will end it all. Grasping it, she turned it and swung the door open, catching the attention of her father, who sat at his desk, reading through a small leather notebook.
Well, look what we have here.
Her father, Henry, grinned happily as he saw his daughter all decked out in her gear.
Your brother wasn't lying when he said you looked awesome in your outfit. This is it. You are the Bambi your brother had longed to create.
You are the Bambi your brother had longed to create.
You are the 16-year-old alternative punk chick with a chainsaw and sharp teeth and a black tongue and stitched up cheeks, and I guess you're blinded.
Wow.
You got orange eyes.
You're
really cool. You're super awesome.
Holy shit, dude. So this is just like some guy had some kind of like deviant art, original character, do not steal,
And
which
this
is
the backstory.
which was just some fucking nightmare looking thing with like stitched faces, one fucked up eye, crazy rainbow short punk hair, and like fucking what else? PTSD, super strength, climbs walls, whatever. And he's like, and people on DeviantArt are like, oh my god, that's the stupidest thing I ever saw. And you really said your name. What's your name? Arsenal? Really?
No, it's
okay,
Anarchy
Jacob.
now.
Thank you. Oh, Anarchy. I'm sorry. It's Anarchy. It's even stupider. All right. All right, Timothy. Okay, Timmy. All right. So Tim, can I call you Timothy or Timmy? But fucking Anarchy. No, bro, I'm Anarchy, and this is my original character. So they're like, you're stupid. That's so stupid. I'm laughing at you. And so he's like, I'll show you. And he's like, I'm gonna go create a real one. And so he did. And so we made all those people on DeviantArt jealous because his original character is real. And now he's laughing. That's the story.
This was very lowly rated, by the way.
Oh, good.
yeah, for good reason.
All right, so Vanna didn't reply. She just watched her father as he talked about how great this all turned out.
When anarchy first came to me 16 years ago, I thought he was crazy to think up of a plan so ludicrous. But here you are, just as he had planned.
He continued. She didn't reply. She closed the door with her foot before pulling the bandana off her face and grabbing the chainsaw from around her back.
It is pretty great. What? It is pretty great, huh?
She chuckled, stuffing the bandana in the pocket of her onesie. She is wearing the Bambi onesie. Both her hands clutched to the red chainsaw.
Hey, father.
Vanna snapped her head up, her crazed orange eyes staring at him evilly. Her mouth curved into a crazed smile as she began to start up her prized weapon. Henry did not hesitate to grab a small knife off his desk for defense. He backed up slightly as his only daughter began to close in on him. In a blink of an eye, Vanna slashed his chest open, laughing crazily.
Wait a minute. Did she have the chainsaw already running? It takes a second to start a chainsaw. It doesn't just instantly turn on.
You also can't really slash with it.
No, you can't.
It would just get honestly, if she tried to actually use it as a weapon, it would just get kind of like stuck in his chest and it would hurt, but like he'd be able to kind of push her off.
It's more likely than not gonna kill him, but also it's not like it's not like a sword.
Right.
It's a chainsaw.
It's a chainsaw. It's like
anyways, back to the story.
Anyway, Vanna in a blink of an eye, Vanna slashed his chest open with a chainsaw, laughing crazily as his blood splashed onto her face and clothes.
Am I still useless?
She cried before slashing his flesh over and over.
Answer me, you old bastard! Am I still a useless test subject?
Her hand plunged into his bloody chest before she managed to tear out his heart. Tears spilled down her stitched cheeks as she saw the life drain from his blue eyes.
Useless! Useless!
She cried as she bit into the organ she held in her hand, his heart.
Useless! I'm so fucking useless! Why am I so useless to you, father? Why?
The door burst open and she was grabbed by her shoulders. Vanna panicked before looking up to see none other than Anarchy.
Vanna, we need to get out of here.
He yelled at her. Her brows furrowed in anger as she shrugged out of his grip. She stood up and wiped her bloodied mouth on her sleeve.
I've waited for this. I've waited so long for this, brother.
She spat as she grabbed onto her chainsaw once again.
We don't have time for this.
He hissed in a hurried manner. He grabbed onto her hand and began to drag her.
No! Get off me!
She screamed in hatred as she pulled off him.
Mother called the police. They're closing in on us.
He exclaimed, grabbing on her waist, flinging her over his shoulder.
That was the plan! Don't you get it?
She cried.
I wanted to get caught after I killed you three. Not on my watch, you ain't.
He growled as he began to sprint up the stairs. And out of the house, the noise of the sirens filled the atmosphere as he stepped foot into the outside world.
Shit!
In a panic, he clutched onto his sister tighter and made a beeline to the woods that was just a few blocks away from the house.
Stop it, brother!
Vanna yelled, only to be ignored as Anarchy began to panic. Where am I? Panic more and more as the police cars got closer and closer. This was never supposed to happen. She screwed everything up. Once he had finally made it to the woods, he ran into it as fast as his tired legs could carry him. He dropped Vanna to get to her feet and bent down to level, grabbing onto her shoulders.
Sister, I know you're upset and I know you're pissed off, but you've got to listen. You are too dangerous for your own good, and we need someone like you in our group. I was expecting you to do something like this. Now look where you've landed us both. Then why'd you fucking give her a chainsaw and take her back to your parents? We're in a lot of trouble now. So you did this. This was your idea. You stupid. So I just need you to cooperate. Need you to cooperate with me so I can get us out of here alive. Do you understand? This dense motherfucker. This is all. Listen, I know you're upset and you totally just fucked us both over, but. And this is 100% my fault. I talked our parents into this somehow, but still.
It was the whole thing was his idea, and he's acting like he wanted to create his stupid DeviantArt character in real life, and now this is happening.
Now she's like, I've got a way out for us. There's this really shady people I met on Craigslist, and they're going to let us stay in their garage for a couple of weeks.
Anarchy explained, panting from running a long distance. His begging eyes were locked onto his sister's cold ones.
Fine.
She mumbled. Anarchy grinned widely before standing up and reaching out his hand for her to take.
Let's get out of here, Bambi.
Credit Maeve, Greg, and David D. Oh my! I gotta read the credit. The comments,
oh
man.
Oh my god, the comments. And
the comments are going to be great.
Okay, let's see. I know a lot of creepypastas are meant to be left with unanswered questions, but this one still seemed to end too abruptly. I got the feeling there's a good idea in here, as I wasn't bored reading to finish. Not a bad job, but not a great one. Lots of promise though. Keep going. So it looks like they enjoyed the it was good in some parts, but most not others. This is an epic story with an epic plot. I can see where you're trying to go with this, but I think unfortunately it just fell flat. These people are a lot less critical of this stupid fucking teenage girl in a Bambi onesie with a chainsaw than they were of that story we read about the desert, like running through the desert. The one that I actually personally enjoyed. I actually liked that one. That was I thought that was like it was fun. And like we got a very small glimpse into this person, into like the world of whatever lore. And it's just enough to leave you like at. And this is it's just a teenage girl with a chainsaw in a Bambi onesie.
Right, it's all it is, and a bunch of other stupid things. There, one person I saw a glimpse of one of the reviews. It looks like somebody actually seems kind of critical of it. It was like Olive something.
Let's see.
Olive Air Balloon.
Or I feel sort of like you tried to create a classic creepypasta character like Jeff or Jack or Hoodie. Oh my god, Hoodie isn't a good one either. The fucking Hoodie, the Hoodie man is so goddamn stupid. Or Slender Man or something like that, but it's just didn't turn out solid. Keep working on some stories though, it'll get better.
OP is 13 and hates her parents.
That made absolutely no sense. I see what you're trying to do. I get it, but this story missed the mark completely. I don't think it's unfixable though. What do you mean? This whole story is this? Oh god. Do you want to do one more, or? I mean,
let's do another one.
Yeah, we've been going almost 3 hours. Let's round it up.
Okay.
With one final one.
Okay, thinking about calling it.
After I mean, it doesn't have to be a long one.
No. Okay, yeah. Think about winding down.
Yeah, let me find one here that's. Okay, this one here, reading time 3 minutes, so it's a bit shorter. It's called.
All right, this will be good.
It's called.
Chad Powers.
No, that's an ad. It's called Pray.
Okay. I'm just messing with you. I know.
I know. It's from 2017, so Pray.
Okay.
Estimated reading time 3 minutes, so that's going to take us probably like 15, 20. But
sounds good to me. Sounds good.
There are two main routes that one can use to get from Napa to San Francisco. The first curves around through Emeryville, crosses over the Bay Bridge, and let me set up some better music. Okay, the first curves around Emeryville, crosses over the Bay Bridge, and eventually arrives in the financial district. Every mile of the journey is well lit, populated, and dotted by familiar signs of civilization. The same details are partially true of the second path, save for a long stretch of road that first crosses some hills, then eventually guides travelers through a long, dark, silent, and eerily isolated valley. It was there that I encountered something truly horrifying.
I had recently become acquainted with a young woman who was unlike anyone I had ever met by that point in life. She was beautiful and brilliant, and we seemed to share an almost supernatural connection. Looking back, I realized that hormones and mild infatuation were playing tricks on my mind. But at, but at the time, she and I were both not so secretly entertaining the idea of us being soulmates. The magnetism between us was so profound, in fact, that it prompted me to share everything about myself with her. We took a weekend trip to Napa, my hometown, spent some time with my friends, ate dinner with my parents, and just delighted in the sense of closeness that we both felt. Advertisements.
Then, not long before we headed back to the city, the young woman and I decided to stop by a yard sale that we'd seen. Somehow or other, we got drawn into conversation with the people selling their possessions. A middle-aged man and woman who claimed to see a spiritual link between me and my companion. They congratulated us on having found one another, but also offered a word of caution, hinting that some dark, otherworldly force would be attracted to our happiness. "It will see you," the woman told us, "and it will try to feed on your love."
It was creepy, to say the least. But other than where romantic fantasies were concerned, neither my traveling partner nor I put any stock in the metaphysical. We thanked the couple for their time, exchanged a few passing well wishes, then got in the car and headed back to San Francisco.
Chad Powers.
Chad Powers. Tuesday's Hulu.
After about half an hour later, we found ourselves on that stretch of empty road. The sun had set beneath an overcast sky, and the only visible lights in the area were those at the front of my car. Perhaps I was just mildly shaken by the warning we'd received, but as we traveled that open expanse of nothingness, I started to feel like I was being watched. The young woman agreed with me, describing a sense of being stalked by some unseen predator. I gripped the steering wheel, keeping my eyes on the road, then shouted with terror and alarm as an enormous beast seemed to jump out of nowhere. The impact was jarring, and I had to swerve to keep control. "Are you okay?" I asked of my companion.
Olay. I love that. Are you okay? And it's an ad for Olay. That's really good product placement. The eyes, she whispered. Did you see the eyes? Advertisements. No, I confessed, I didn't. What did you see? They were red. They looked at me. Advertisements. When we came to the first street light,
That's the worst ad placement I've seen.
I pulled off to the side of the road. My limbs were still shaking as I climbed out to assess any damage. And with some confusion, I found that there wasn't a single dent or scratch visible, let alone any sign of a collision. That's impossible, the young woman protested, having heard my report. That thing was enormous.
"Come look at this," I replied.
Giggity.
I waited as she joined me near the front of my car, then leaned down and gently ran my finger across its hood. A thin, slightly clearer line was left behind. Advertisements. So it's like an ad, and then a sentence, and
Yeah.
2 sentences, and then another ad.
Man, these guys are hard up for money, aren't they?
I don't understand, the girl said. "If something hit us, how could there still be dust?" "Maybe something didn't hit us," I replied. "At least, maybe not something in the physical world."
Uh-oh.
It was an utterly ridiculous thing to say, of course. The logical explanation was that we'd hit a wild boar, which had impacted the car in such a way as not to leave a mark. The combustion of adrenaline and fantastical thinking had made us see the situation as being more otherworldly than it actually was, and we'd let ourselves get swept up in the terror of it all. Still.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, it's literally the end of it. Still,
Okay.
we drove the rest of the way back to San Francisco in silence, all the while feeling like we were being followed. By Ramses the pigeon. That's the end of the story.
Ramses the pigeon.
That's okay. There's a wild beast in the Bay Area, and it's hungry for love.
Hungry for love.
Can't believe her. They actually write books.
The story was awesome, really built up to something. Maybe I'm not catching it, but I feel the scares felt a bit short. I think for a short bust, it was awesome. I gave you a 9 out of 10. The only thing keeping it from a 10 in my book is the lack of detail, and it mattered most. Other than that, awesome job. Keep up the good work.
Carolyn, leave it. 27 wears probably the smallest bikini. You know, I can't get it off the screen either. It's just stuck there. You know, give me 1 second.
Well,
let me.
man, I sure hate to be Caroline Levitt right now, am I right?
Here, I'll put Postman over it.
Okay.
Well, I
Man.
think that was a good one to leave it off on.
That was a good one to leave it off on.
Yeah.
Did you see the eyes? They were red. I think I've been on the site long enough to recognize this is a cliche. All right, let's call it. All right, good night, folks.
Yeah. I think we're going to call it here. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
All right, I had fun.
Yeah, I had good.
I hope you all did too. Good night.
Stick around for tomorrow. I'm going to be playing some video games. You know, yay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Later.